for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. From the capital city of the United States of America, Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Drink here. What is this? See, you don't make me feel.
I don't like when you read it.
Well, I don't like when I see you smell.
So judgy.
Well, because you're fucking over here smelling the beer. Like that makes me question if I should even drink it. If I see you smelling it, I feel like you're doubting it. If you're doubting it, I know I'm not gonna like it.
We've never had one like this. It's kind of like that. Those English spice type beers, but with blueberry. It's better than I was expecting.
All right. Oof, well, that's all right. I got this wild turkey that I'm sipping on. So, all right. Well, we're here. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
I'm waiting for them to answer.
Rhetorical. Don't give a fuck.
Great.
So I don't know if you know, like, this isn't like a real podcast, but on a real podcast, we greet the guests, the listeners, and what have you. We say, "Hey guys, how are you?" And then they cheer. They don't. I don't know. What you been up to?
Played first volleyball of the year, so that's why I'm kind of sore. But went well. Won my first 4 games, and then lost 1 game. But I think everyone was checked out in that game.
Well, if it was the first game, I mean,
no, the last game. I didn't. Well, my last game. I think others stayed.
Well, I'm saying like the first game of the. I mean,
well, it was mine. So they played. I think 2 weeks so far.
Man, fuck y'all.
So I'm 3rd week behind and was 4-0. Say what?
I guess. That's cool. That's cool.
This is significantly better than I thought.
Yeah, it's not hateful. I don't. I'm not.
This was one of those ones I was worried.
It's got a weird like undertaste to it, but the like that initial like it's pretty.
We had
good.
some blueberry before, and it was bad. I'm pretty sure we gave it bad reviews. This doesn't taste like blueberry.
We'd probably know if we had something up on the board telling us.
It's coming, and I want to bring the sampler back with the shorter version of the intro. Couldn't bring it today.
Is there any way to take the "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" out?
Right, you think it's gonna fly? Yeah, I can take everything out.
It's all take everything out. Well, because it's like it's saying "Let's Get Ready to Rumble." It's almost like, well, okay. Like when we're doing like the Family Feud, okay, that rolls into it. But it's like for the show in itself, it's like I don't know that
gets you pumped up.
Music.
Well, some people liked it. I'll take it out.
Well, no. I mean, the music in itself was fine. I'm just like I don't feel like the "Let's Get Ready to Rumble" really has any real relevance to it. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just like the song, the whole intro itself was like, okay, that's tight. But like the "Get Ready to Rumble," "Let's Get Ready to Rumble," as I'm like listening back to it, I was like, okay. I mean, it's fine. I don't know like the relevance of that there, other than when we were doing the game. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But either way, bring it back, do it, whatever. Yeah, I remember the fucking Bam Margera note, so I left it up here because
I was saying that dude looked like Bam Margera from the movie.
Well, yeah, no, I remember my point about Bam. It wasn't even so much about Bam. I put the note about Bam up there to kind of remind me of another point because when all that Viva La Bam shit was going on, this one chick that I knew, she lived in Westchester near them, and she says they were friends. It's like, I think you saw them at a bar, hung out, and I'm like, oh, these are my friends. That's not the same exact thing. You are acquaintances with them at best. But what I was saying about the whole Bam thing and how it made me think about her was like, I think off air, I was like, that whole thing is like what happens when young folks get money young. It's like they just go off the rails. He was having fun for sure. You get some money, have some fucking fun with it. I'm sure he's not fucking hurting either right now. I don't imagine he's in the poorhouse. But the friend that I knew, well, I'm sorry, the acquaintance that I knew that was acquaintances to them, she inherited, I think it was like 50,000 or something. Her father unfortunately passed, and like her cut was 50,000 alone, and her mom got a bunch, and then I think it was just them. I don't think there are any other siblings. And I got to think about them with the young money, and then also her with the young money around the same time. And now we're older, because I'm pretty sure if I had 50,000 at that time, I would have done some dumb shit too. But like Sarah was like, yo, she could have like, because the girl had just had a kid too, so it was like, oh, she could have like fucking got a house, especially what 2002 or 2004 or some shit like that. Like, or she could have got a house and been like fucking straight now. Like that shit would have quadrupled in value or some bullshit. I don't know. And like looking at what she was buying was like nights at the bar, every night at the bar, every night. I got everyone's tab. It's like, okay, and I'm here for it. I'm here. Oh, all you can eat rib nights, girl. Come on out. I'm here for it. Although that was only $25, but still, $25 I didn't have. I did, but I don't want to spend my 25. Let's spend hers. But then it just got me thinking. It was like, damn, dude. Like at 24, you get $50,000. We'll just keep that's a good base number. That's what she got. What would you do with that?
Well, if I was 24, I would have probably paid off my car. But
sure.
What I do now, I mean, I would have spent some. But what I would have done now.
Well, no, only when you're 24.
Yeah, because there was no like investing back then. Like investing was a lot harder. There's no Robinhood.
What we would do now? I mean, we're back different then, people now.
Because we got some money at one point. I would have probably paid off my car, which wouldn't have been close to $50,000. So I would have a lot left over.
Yeah.
So probably. It'd either be a down payment to our house, or I would probably have just saved it. I mean, I would have probably definitely gone out. But the thing is, I was going out anyway. Like I was the type that back then I didn't care about material stuff, so I was okay spending money at the bar for a fun night rather than buying material stuff.
So and that was something else. She bought like a lot of purses, shit like that. I was like, okay, cool. Let me get it's her money. Do what you do.
That's the business I want to get into. Purses. Them mugs be selling for thousands. Probably cost $5.
I can make a purse in this basement right now.
I'm pretty sure where my dad was an upholsterer, it's like, Dad, we gotta make some purses. We'll just sell them for $3,000, and that means it's high
Put
quality.
A fancy like fucking gold thing on it. Not even real gold. Yeah. Just like, here, bitch, buy this.
We need a good name. I mean, Coach isn't a good name, but that's the Gucci got a ring to it. I guess it sounds elegant.
Somebody's name
Eloquent.
though. It wasn't even like Gucci was like anything fancy. It was just their fucking last name. Like, I don't know. He's like, you go with Bentley.
Yeah. Oh, Bentley would work. Thor Bentley might even like kind of like something a little.
I think just Bentley. If you with Thor, I don't think women.
Bentley the car. You gotta have something. T Bentley. There you go. T Bentley.
Okay. All right. Now we're talking.
Yeah, those purses. Oh, they're coming. T Bentley purses.
All right. I see you right at the eye. Right in the eye. Coming right now.
And we're gonna sell $500 wristbands.
Why not?
Because people be like, "Yo, you got those T Bentleys?"
Somebody will buy them. Well, so I was listening to I don't know who the guest was. I was listening to Joe Rogan. He had the guy who runs Minds, the app MINDS Minds. Like our mind. I guess that's what it is. I don't fucking know. I'm not on it. Surprise, surprise. A social network that I'm not a part of. But they were talking about early on in the conversation how I guess there's a tier on the app. It's like $50 a month. And Joe was like, what the fuck do you get for $50 a month? I mean, like what's so special about it? And they were talking about like, hosting the video and stuff because it is expensive. And then he goes on to say, he's like saying, Joe's like, if Elon was smart, he'd actually have tiers on Twitter and have $1,000 tier. And Joe's like, who would pay for that? I was like, someone would. And that's just the thing. There are people that would spend a bunch. Like, I remember when, like, the Apple App Store, you just go in there and buy apps. I will usually go in there and get the free ones because that's how my pockets stretch. But I remember it was like this fucking $10,000 app or some bullshit. It was a really expensive app, and someone's kid accidentally bought it, and there's no refunds. And it's like, yo, well, first off, what the fuck does the app? I don't know that the app did anything. I think it was just a flex to say, oh, I have this app.
Yeah, it's funny as I was just watching. I don't know what country it was, but it was a different country movie. But I think it was called Hunger, something like that. But it was basically about a chef. But it was about like a high end chef.
Okay,
and
I think
he's kind of talking about, and again, he actually can cook, but he starts talking about like, so there's like a girl under him that's up and coming chef, but she's actually good.
So many innuendos.
Right. But the the main part he's kind of like insinuating because he wanted to cook only for rich people. That was his goal, and the reason, and he was explaining that it doesn't matter how the food tastes. The rich people are so rich that they're just paying for something to like wow them in an experience because they're so bored. So like he was like just making some crazy shit, and it's just about the experience. They don't know what to spend the money on when you're that rich. It gets boring.
Yeah, I was again Joe Rogan and Ari. Ari's from Maryland. Shout out to Maryland. Ari Shaffir was on there, and he's talking about, I guess, whoever the guest was, Big J Okerlund. They were talking about they went to that blind restaurant in Chicago, maybe. I think it's in Illinois, maybe not Chicago. What the fuck else is in fucking Illinois? Nothing. So we're gonna say Chicago.
Chicago's fun.
What's that?
That'd be tight if we can go to Chicago.
I want to go to Chicago. I have no interest in going to Chicago. Ever.
It's windy.
I don't care.
Fly a kite.
I have no interest in Chicago. Ever.
I'd go for day drinking.
I would not go for any drinking in Chicago. I'm not getting shot. I got shit to do. I can't be getting shot.
Dude, we're
What? They're like,
Baltimore. They can't outrank Baltimore.
oh,
No.
yeah, Chicago.
Baltimore.
Chicago.
DC and Baltimore used to be top 3. Have we fallen? Have we fallen out?
Yeah, actually, no. There was the list recently. Somebody read
I
it.
think DC probably got a little better. I don't know about Baltimore.
Someone was reading off the list, and they're like, "I'm surprised that DC, Baltimore, Detroit were not in this top 10."
Oh, we're slacking.
And I was like, "Are you serious? Detroit's out of the top 10? We fucking failed again."
I told you the last time last weekend we stopped by Baltimore, just for a night. We didn't end up staying. I mean, the amount of cops out was crazy. Like probably 100 cops in just the downtown part of Fells Point, the Broadway.
Well, it's Baltimore. What do you expect?
Excessive. I mean, it looked like they were preparing for a riot.
Not shocked.
That would suck if you're just completely oblivious to the news and there's about to be a riot in Baltimore. You're just out there drinking like fuck.
Hold on just one second. Let me look at something. All right. Just checking, figuring out.
You wanted to look at something of mine. This is weird.
Hey, I just had to know. I wanted to know if the rumors were true. And they are. It's really little. So I guess I know. That's the news.
I'm talking about my bank account.
I'm talking about your left ball. What is my thing with the left ball? I'm always obsessed with like anytime I get hit in the left ball. Like if like there's a hot chick, I'm like, look, dude, I will cut off my left ball for her. It's a little extreme, but
Sounds like you don't like your left ball.
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't value it.
I don't know which ball my kid came from. So
that would be interesting if the left or the right like made a better kid.
There was something I was looking at recently, and they were talking about how they used to believe, certain rituals about, the gender of the kid, whether like
it's like the Twix factory, the left and the right.
I can't remember what.
What if that's what made you left or right-handed? That would be tight.
Maybe.
Kid born left-handed. The left side.
You came from the left ball, you loser. It was like, oh, look at that leftist, left nut.
Damn. So in the world, the right side be killing it. The
Damn,
left side's the underdog.
That's wild. Like all the fucking like right-handed people in the world be coming from the right ball. It's like. No,
it's slightly closer.
It'd have to be 50-50. I feel like at this point, like whichever ball like you're coming from, it's like, It's probably 50-50, I would imagine. But I think there's some bullshit now. I don't know. There's always some new bullshit about gender. Like talking about now some goofy shit about in conception or like in utero or whatever the fuck. They're talking about these other goofy things. Like, look, dude, I don't care. I have a penis. I'm a boy. If anybody else has a penis, they don't want to identify as a boy.
That's wild.
No, I don't go with that. No, it's not wild. It's fact. Now, if you have a penis and you say I don't identify as a boy, oh well, that's you. Good for you. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm just telling you I'm me. Cool in the gang. So be you. If you say, hey, I want to get my, my tallywhacker cut off, then go fucking do it.
I'm all for that, but I feel like
have a blast.
Gender's not really something you can pick, right?
I don't know. I mean, they're acting like it is.
So can I be Chinese?
So the funny thing, what's really funny about that though is like, you can identify as whatever gender you want, but that Rachel Dolo, the fucking white chick who everybody thought was black, she identified.
She was tricking everybody for a little bit,
but she's wrong, and it's like, yo, everybody's mad at her. It's like, but wait a minute. At the same time though, you got women identifying as dudes identifying as women, but that chick can identify as black. And for the longest time, people thought she was black. She even held a seat in the NAACP chapter up there.
Have you ever heard of what's her name? God, Bad Baby's rival.
Yeah, I know who you're talking. I don't know that girl's name, but I know who you're talking about.
She claimed to have found someone, I think, of African American heritage in her background somewhere.
No, she didn't.
Because she's white.
Yeah, she's white as fuck.
So then she started saying the N-word and claimed that she can use it.
Who was it? Mike Perry, former UFC fighter. Mike Perry, first off, is a wild dude. I have a post I am going to share of Mike Perry very soon, and this is the perfect segue to him. Mike Perry is like 1% black, and he was dropping N-bombs. I was like, no, it's okay. I'm 1%. And it's like, no, dog, it's not okay. It's far from okay. Then I think he had a talk with someone. I was like, all right, my bad, Then he did it again. And it was like, I won't do it anymore. He's a fucking loose cannon. I think there was a fight that he had. One of his last UFC fights. He fired his entire corner team. And he had his girlfriend as his cornerman. But like, he won the fight. And the point that he was making was like, I don't need that punk ass corner because all they're doing is fucking me up. He had lost like his last 2 or 3 with that corner. And without the corner, his girlfriend was there, brought him water, brought him ice. He went out and won the fight. So it was like, maybe he's right.
Yeah, maybe he just needs like a kiss in between around. Like, you got it, babe.
Yeah, something, rub him on the back. She put the ice on the, on the shoulders. It was like, all right, cool. Yeah, and you heard no chatter in the corner.
It is wild, like all the advice they give. I'm just like, man, what about all the training camp? You don't know what to do. I mean, granted, they can give some tips and pointers.
Well, something like,
and hearing something can motivate you.
Like,
a little of this.
Yeah,
we crushed this first beer.
Like if you're looking at like Greg Jackson and Winklejohn in the corner for like Holly Holm and Michelle Watterson, they're talking about what's going on in the fight. They're talking about things that they picked up on, and coaching them on, every time they, throw this kick, they drop their hand. They're not keeping that guard up. So go for it. So, your corner does serve you some purpose there. But yeah, you're right. Like what you did in training camp still should factor in too. But also you need those reminders also. Because I know when you're like competing in jiu-jitsu, when you're out there, sure, you trained for this. You should be ready. But everything's buzzing. You're just like, oh, shit. And then now, as you're in a bad position, you have your coach kind of telling, like, because your coaches can now see what you can't see. It's like, okay, their knee is in a bad position. You have room to get out. Shit like that. But Mike Perry's girlfriend, she wasn't doing none of that. She was just bringing them water. I mean, I guess in his mind, probably what she should be doing.
Something you do. Yeah, everyone's different. I just thought of something too when we were talking about the identify thing.
Yeah.
Who was remember the Eagles receiver, the white guy that said the N-word?
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Riley or Riley Cooper, one of those names.
Yeah.
He had 2 first names.
Yeah, we already knew he was trouble.
But what if his defense was I identify as black?
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for someone to, drop
Someone's
it.
going to do that. Yeah. They'll be like, nah, it's cool because I identify as black. Like,
he went to Florida. He also he was part of the same class as Tim Tebow and Hernandez.
So the freaking crazy ass team.
Yeah.
Somehow Jesus
Yeah.
led the team, but that team was full of misfits.
Yeah, that was a wild team, and you
Yeah,
had
did Tim Tebow just go home and pray every day? It was just like, what am I around?
like Lord, I didn't pick them. They just followed. I don't know what to do. Urban made the choice. I'm just here. Just lift me.
Yeah, he was probably like he chose not to see what was going on around him. I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, also the thing too, it's weird because you'll have, someone like Tim Tebow, and it's weird because I do like Tim Tebow, but then as soon as I think he and his mom took out a Super Bowl ad, basically to say they're pro life. I was like, don't get an abortion, and I was like, fuck you guys. Like, not that I'm telling people to go get abortions, but it's like it's none of your business. Like, leave people alone. If people want to go get an abortion, let them go get an abortion. Like,
can you imagine a pro-abortion ad? Obviously,
I can't wait to get some money. Like, that's what I would do at 50,000. You can give me 50,000 at 24. All right, so Dante, what do you want to do? Is I want to get a billboard that says, never mind, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say hey, if they won't do it, I got some hangers. But I do a pro-abortion ad. You can't give me money, because I do some dumb shit because I'm dumb. I be doing dumb shit all the time. But
what if you were, say we were young and you're a celebrity? What field would you want to be a celebrity in? So music, actor.
So we're talking about back. If I'm that age today or back then.
Back then.
Okay, much better. Because if it's today, it's like, a podcaster. It's easy. I'll be a YouTuber.
So, and keep in mind we're 24.
So yeah, if this was back, when was that? 24, 2006. That seems right. We'll say 2006. I might have been 20. No, I was 28. So 2002 seems too early, but maybe
2004 then.
I don't fucking know. So we'll say in that pocket in the early 2000s. Celebrity.
Like, what kind of celebrity you want to be?
I don't probably athlete.
All right, athlete.
I mean, because we played sports.
Football, basketball.
I would say football.
All right, so you're only traveling, half the year in terms of games, and then once a week. What are you gonna do when you're out?
So
are you gonna spend money when you're out, or are you gonna be back then?
So back then, if I'm 24, I'm probably a knucklehead, but I would like to think I have a good financial advisor who would basically tell me to go to Gronk route and be like, look, you've got endorsement money, use this, but don't use that money from your contract.
You're doing anything stupid with your money.
Like
a little
yes,
stupid,
Yes.
So mine,
why wouldn't
I would be. I'm gonna say I'm in some kind of tour of music.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I could see myself doing is after the show, probably renting out a bar. I could see myself doing that. I don't think that's terribly expensive when you're super rich.
So no, it's actually.
I mean, it depends where you are.
It's not that expensive when you're not rich.
Yeah.
Actually.
So there we go. I mean, like a few hours, I don't know, drinks on us. We're going out.
So
or you're doing the bottle service. You get a bunch of.
You can, if you want to rent out the bar, depending on the bar, you can do it for, back then for under $1,000. Because I think they take into account what they might make for the night, and if it depends on what night you're picking. If you're picking a Saturday night, it's going to obviously be more because that's a busier night. But if you did let's say a Sunday night, because I did my birthday, that was a Sunday night, cost hardly anything. So it's not that.
Yeah, so
that's a fair move.
That.
All right,
friends coming. I'm definitely having. Yeah, you come with me on tour if you're not in the NFL.
Fuck you.
You're
you got a broken hip. Bring your hobbled ass on.
Come on. What do you do? I don't know. Let's set up the turntable. By that, just stand on stage and press play.
I'm down for that. Yeah,
but then we're just gonna go out after.
Easy work. We're
gonna play PlayStation on the bus.
I fear though I would have a problem like Hammer. I would hire my friends to do jobs, but I'll give you dumb jobs where you're not really doing anything. I would let's say I'm in the NFL. And back then, the NFL rookie contracts were no joke. Like, this was like, I think, was Jamarcus Russell the last one to get like an insane contract before that? Excuse me. Before they're like, okay, we got to knock this shit off. You see that fucking dummy over there? We can't let dummies like that get money anymore. So back then, I would have had some dumb money like that. Let's say I was a first round pick. Let's late first round. So still decent money, not crazy but decent. I would be like, okay, well, what do you do with that money? What business do you invest in? So, like, I've always said, if I like hit some big money, I would invest in my friends. I would invest I'd be like, Steve, what do you want to do? What are you good at? I would trust you. I would like make it happen. Now, if you start fucking up after about, I don't know, a year, 6 months to a year, I'm like, okay, maybe that was a bad investment.
I'm good at blackjack.
So no, I thought about that at one point. I was like, man, if I had a bunch of money, I would just tell Steve, I was like, here's a briefcase. Go win some money with blackjack. And I'm not expecting you to win like a bunch of money, but like, go do what you do. And we split. Like, if you don't come back, let's say you go out there, I give you $1,000, you come back with, you break even. I was like, okay, that's not a loss. Fine. Then the next time you go out, you come back with 200. All right, you're up, and so forth. I would trust you, but I would look at my friends and be like, okay, I think this guy's good at something. And then there's also asking if that's what they want to do. Because I've had people look at me like, oh, you look like you're good at something. Would you like to do that? I'm like, nope. I don't want to fucking do that. With the pressure now, you're going to give me money to do that? Fuck you. Except for Instagram, they're like, hey, we're going to give you money to post. I was like, oh, word? Oh, wait, do I got to post anything specific? Nope, just post. Fuck, okay. I'm a pro, bitch. And then they just stopped paying. Dude, it's been real fucking sad without that money. Like, I looked at the calendar, I was like, damn. It'd be around right now. I'd be clocking out. And then I got a week until that money hit the account. Not anymore. I'm so fucking sad, yo. Because I was telling Sarah the other day, I was like, how am I going to get new equipment? Like,
OnlyFans.
Well, so I told her, I was like, what I might end up doing with Off the Mats is I've been getting a lot of good feedback. Weirdly, I don't know. I think a big part of it is the guest. Because I always tell people, I'm just there. The guests bring their stories and they share. But it's like, I don't want to like do a subscription thing. I don't want to make people pay for the podcast by any means. But I might set up a thing where it's like, look, if you want to donate, if you want to drop $1, go right ahead. Sarah was like, do a Patreon. And I was like, I don't want to, like, I don't have anything additional that I want to charge for. It's like with Bobby and Nerd Rage Radio and all the additional stuff that he does, he has enough content where he can support doing the Patreon, and people want to see that other content, whether it be toy reviews or whether it be album reviews, stuff like that. Cool. Like me, nah. Like I don't have that other content. I'm just like, look, I have other podcasts, but I'm not gonna be like, hey, y'all want to hear my scary movie podcast? Pay $5 a month. No. Like, and I feel like it's one of the podcasts that I put the most heart into, and I put the most effort into it. But I'm not gonna charge somebody for that. But I gotta figure something out. And I mean, I'm one broken mic from OnlyFans, so just keep that in mind. If one of our mics go out, you know what's going down. I mean, don't judge me. Yeah, hey, if I'm not doing OnlyFans, fuck you.
I mean, if you're making money, I'm like, look into it myself. Like,
oh, fuck you. Like, oh, if he can do it, fuck it. This guy fucking sucks. I can do it.
My feet are way better. I don't ever not wear socks.
Dog, I'm doing OnlyFans for shoulders. Like, I'm just, like, showing off my shoulders. Like, oh, my God, look at those shoulders. They're so hairless. Like, we gotta love them. So, hey, don't be stealing my ideals out there if anybody listening. Motherfuckers.
I got a text from Honky Beat.
Yeah, this is his birthday. Yeah. I shot him a text earlier.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
But yeah, he messaged something about Jalen Hurts signed that big deal, so he thinks Lamar will sit out a year. I think Lamar could sit out a year anyway.
I think he can get away with it.
I mean, there's no contract, but actually, though, is even though the Jalen Hurts contract is like the biggest one per year, because Mahomes signed a $500 million contract, so it's not the biggest contract. But the thing is, the guaranteed money is not all. It's not all guaranteed. That's what Lamar wants. So maybe this helps Lamar come down.
That the NFL is such
It's a higher contract, but Lamar wanted a fully guaranteed contract. Jalen Hurts' contract's not fully guaranteed.
the NFL contracts get weird because a lot of them are backloaded. So, all that money is on the back end where they're going to cut you.
If you backload and it's not guaranteed, you're not getting that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know what it's like now. There's always those stories of like, they could potentially get this much, and it's like they're going to release them before that happens, or it's going to get close to it, and they're like, hey, we got to restructure. If we want to win a championship, we got to restructure this contract. So you bust your ass, and then suddenly they change the rules on you. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I have mixed feelings because I'm not in the NFL.
I have mixed feelings about the whole Lamar thing. I mean, if I was a team, I wouldn't pay him. I don't want to trade. I'm not trading for him because he requires a special offense.
Well,
I haven't seen him play again.
Well, that's my whole thing.
He's not come back from this knee injury, technically.
Like, I don't think there's any team that, and kudos to Harbaugh because he adjusted to Lamar, and I think that's what makes him one of the, best coaches in the league.
Place. If he goes to the wrong system, he's not a pocket passer. It's like RG3 thought he could be Aaron Rodgers, and he could not play anything but that read option.
Like, he's not a consistent pocket passer. He can do it, but the thing is, he's not comfortable enough back there. And at this point in your career, it's like, do you get comfortable? Becomes the question. And I don't know that at this stage he can get comfortable. But the thing is, too, it's like when you look at the teams that are out there, teams that need a quarterback, is there even a single team that could that has a run-friendly offense?
The only one I think would have made sense, honestly, was Atlanta. Because Atlanta was running the hell out of the ball.
True.
And I think they're even rumored to get like the top running back coming out of college this year. I mean, so then you have what he's good at. What's his name? The tight end, Kyle Pitts, who's been kind of underutilized, but extremely talented. But I mean, that's what he likes to throw to, is a damn tight end. You got one good Drake London's definitely better than any Ravens receiver. But they had what's his name, the former receiver playing running back who's turning a freaking 7 yards a carry all the time.
Oh yeah.
Then they had like two young guys that were pretty decent at running. Like I'm pretty sure Atlanta was the best running team in the league last year.
I think that probably would have been the best option of any team for him to go to. But like that doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like on one note of it, because of the Baltimore fans, I don't think they deserve him. I don't think they deserve anything. But I think they deserve more than Philly. I don't think Phillies fans deserve shit.
I mean, I don't think it hurts.
You see that note right there? We will get into that in a minute. Right there. Philadelphia fans are fucking trash. Baltimore's fans are just behind them, though. And then maybe the Raiders.
Most have turned on Lamar, like Baltimore fans. Well, exactly. Most have that I work with. And,
yeah. I feel like everyone that I know.
Like, screw him. He doesn't want to play for us. Like, whoa. At the same time, I get it, too. Is you're wanting him to be the freaking running back and quarterback. He wants some kind of guarantee he gets paid.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's really putting his body out there. In every facet of it. And the thing is, what he's wanting, though, is just like, dude.
Deshaun Watson fucked it up. He shouldn't have got that contract, and he wants what Deshaun Watson wants.
Well, the thing is, too, it's like, that's always the case, though. There's always going to be a player that fucked it up for everybody else moving forward.
He needs to keep in mind. If Deshaun Watson never missed a year and was playing like he was, no one's picking Lamar over him. Watson was tearing it up.
Yeah. And I wonder if Lamar, and the thing is right now at this point.
With no talent in Texas.
I think with Lamar also, The fact is, the last 2 years he's missed multiple games.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing.
So
I'm not giving him a $250 million contract, all guaranteed. I'd feel better if he played. He hasn't played yet.
yeah,
He never came back, and it appeared like he could have came back. So it's like now that it has two questions in my mind: were you not healthy enough to come back? Because that was a long, lingering injury then, or was it that you didn't want to play because you weren't getting your money?
I think like there was
Which
an
isn't a good
article.
look either.
I don't be reading articles, but I see the title. He was justifying.
You saw the pictures.
Yeah, well, yeah, dude. If there's no pictures in that article,
caption.
for sure not. And if you send me a video, I'm definitely not watching it. Like if it's like a 5-minute video that's from an article, not watching. But if you send me the article and tell me, hey, it's in the third paragraph, I got you. But as soon as I see anything that's like I click on it, it's a video, I'm like, nope, I'm out. Unless it's right at the beginning. In most cases, it's not. So, but nah.
Now the rumor was coming out that he demanded they get Odell Beckham and DeAndre Hopkins, and then he'll talk. That was like the rumor today of like,
fuck off.
I'm like, they really say it like that? Why he want them old ass receivers?
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than playing Madden. It's like, oh, these guys' names,
Now I will say this:
they're good.
The Ravens paid a lot. Granted, it's only 1 year for Odell Beckham. That man has 2 torn ACLs. You already have a team full of injuries. Why did you get him?
So I didn't even know that he got signed. I don't know. Someone either sent me a link or something.
Some are excited about it. Can you imagine being Ravens like what was like 3 running backs got hurt? All 3 receivers got hurt, the starters? And y'all going to sell Odell Beckham, who just came off his second ACL injury and didn't play for a whole year?
Yo, Baltimore State signing players I don't like.
Hey, y'all. They love them injury players. Like, nah, he probably won't get hurt for us.
No, he'd be okay.
So they whatever. I think those team ranking things, which Washington was like dead last overall, but I think the Ravens were dead last in the trainers because of so many players were getting injured. The strength trainers. I think Washington actually scored good in that. We had good strength trainers, but I heard something today like Washington didn't even have hot water in their showers.
Yeah, I did hear that. It's like, damn.
Yo, I might not play.
You know why? Because cold therapy.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
what
thing.
Dan was saying. Y'all don't need hot water, right?
Speaking of Washington, let's rate this beer real quick and then talk about the big sale. All right, what we got here?
So it's called Blueberry Braggot Honey Ale. It's by Flying Fish Brewing Company, which is Summerdale, New Jersey. I don't know if we've actually done in New Jersey somehow. Fruit beer features local blueberries and honey, a limited amount of hops, probably why it wasn't very bitter, fermented with a Belgian-style yeast, which I definitely get that Belgian. That's what I was thinking, the Belgian-style ale. It tastes more like that, man. I don't really get too much blueberry, if any.
There's a hint.
Which I'm glad, because I don't want my beer to taste like full-blown blueberry.
Yeah,
But, so the big thing with this, 12%.
love it.
Yeah, like that is actually a pretty good bonus. Like, that tasted damn good for a 12% beer.
Yeah, I if you would have told me to guess, I would have said maybe 7, and wouldn't have been close. It tastes fine to me. All right, so that 12 definitely
12 is high. Like,
yeah,
damn, that's not 10. That's 12.
that just changed a lot. Because I
It's like
kind of
3
like
Miller Lights.
I like the beer. It was pretty tasty, and that 12%.
Very, very drinkable for a 12% beer. No flames, nothing.
This is unheard of for me.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but I'm gonna go 7-8 on this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. It's like close to an 8. Like, if it wasn't the 12%, it's not getting an 8.
Yeah,
Damn, I'll go 7-9. It's
It's-
almost there.
yeah,
But
that
this is
should-
the highest overall I think we've rated in quite a while.
yeah, yeah,
Damn good for 12%.
yeah. Like I would.
And it
never
kind of
guessed.
grows on you. Like the Belgians sort of like, it's always like that first one's like, ooh.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
after the
okay,
second sip,
starting
it's
to
like,
get
okay,
good. Like, what are these spices?
it's not. Yeah, it's like it's not hateful. What's that? What's that? Is that paprika?
Yo, I can't tell you what those spices are. But
Hey,
I know it tastes Belgian.
they work together. So yeah, touching on still some football talk here. So Washington owner Dan Snyder is no longer the owner.
Well, he agreed in principle, but apparently, this shit's gonna take forever,
No,
which is why I
of
hate.
course.
So
Well,
apparently, someone could technically come in and outbid during this time, which there is rumor that now someone else is maybe gonna make a move. So this shit's never gonna end.
so what happened to the days when like the owner like of the Clippers, drop an N bomb and then he has to sell the team? Can't we get Snyder to
I
drop
mean, they
an N
were
bomb somewhere?
thinking like one of the reasons he's believed to be selling is they were thinking that eventually the owners are gonna have enough of him. More so because he's dragging down ticket sales because no one's going to the games. I mean, they'll say it's because it's something else, but they're more concerned about because they share all the ticket revenue.
Yeah.
And
Well, wasn't he lying
then,
about
yeah.
like the ticket revenue at
he
one
was
point?
underreporting, I think, in years past.
Dickhead.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds like an ass. There was a while I thought that it was just he just was. I thought his intentions were good. He just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
Like I
so-
couldn't believe
yeah.
he was just this bad. But then things keep going, and again, some of this is political correctness because it's like you could see back in the '80s the way football was. Like some of the things were like, make me a highlight video of the cheerleaders. That shit probably went on all the time in the '70s.
Yeah, I mean, shit. There's movies about that shit. Revenge of the Nerds is basically that.
So it's
Yeah.
not the best look, but I mean, whatever.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know if you should be forced to sell your football team because of that. Probably fine.
so, but that's a question though. We just like you own something, and now you're being forced to sell it. It's like, under what conditions should you be forced to sell something?
Yeah, I don't like the whole like forcing, unless you did like a crime. But if it's like a bad judgment thing, where like something that lots of people will consider not a great thing to do, but it's not against. He didn't do anything. Some of the stuff he did, it technically is not illegal. It just sounds like a jackass.
So,
Can you lose your team because you're a jackass?
I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, because
You just have
but that's
be
the
booed.
culture we're in though. Is
Yeah, that's how it is today.
yeah. So all right. This is going to kind of steer away from football. We'll come back to it though. So, a friend of mine, they went to some training seminar for work. This friend, cool guy, nice individual, and sometimes they say stupid shit, but it's not with the intent of being hurtful by any means. What they said wasn't even, I wouldn't have said was hurtful. It was about someone's hair. And they ended up getting people riled up and attacking them. And the thing is like, okay, so they didn't like the comment you made. And it wasn't that they made a nasty comment. They just made an acknowledgement of it. Not in a negative way. Now all of a sudden, everybody's attacking. They dogpiled them. And the way this culture is now, it's like, oh, we don't like something you said or like the way you think, or we don't like your opinion. We don't want you to be able to earn money. It's like, when the fuck did that become a thing? It's always been a thing, but now it's so like vulture like that it's fucking gross. Because again, I don't like your opinion. You shouldn't be allowed to earn money. You should be homeless. It was like bitch.
And again, we've talked about it before. Like, you can change
Yeah.
throughout life. Like, we probably all know people that were in the '80s, very different than what they would be today. And a lot of that's because we just know better than a lot of things.
Well,
Life
I mean,
experience, but
yeah,
you can
experience.
change. Like,
Well, like I've had like
so
opinions that
you hold someone to something they said.
yeah. Well, I remember
Like, they can never be different.
I
They can
remember
never learn.
when we used to play basketball up at the court, and there's a guy. He didn't actually. He did play a couple times. He shouldn't have played, but I went to summer school with this dude back in '94 or something like that, and this kid remembers. And he would he remembered all this shit. He goes, "Hey, do you remember you used to like the New England Patriots? Because I like Bill Parcells." And I was like, I actually didn't remember that shit. I was like, I guess, I don't know, did I? I was like, yeah, you like them because you like Bill Parcells. I was like, okay, cool. Hey, remember you said like something about the 49ers? I was like, I don't remember that. It's like I've clearly moved away from those opinions or whatever it may be. But it's like there are people that will marry you to something you said years ago. Now, in the case of that guy, I think he was on the spectrum. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people are. But for the case of like, your able-bodied citizen, I guess, for lack of a better term, if you told me, let's say what we're in 2023, if you said in 2013 that you thought that, the Detroit Lions, is the worst franchise in the history of franchises, and they'll never ever be any good. You'll always hate them. And then last year, you're like, you know what? I'm believing in them. Dan Campbell had those boys working. I might fuck with you a little bit about like, remember 10 years ago you was giving me shit about it, but no, now you want to fucking help and cheer out. But the fact is, we change, we grow, we see different things as years go on. But motherfuckers like to still marry people to old ideals. Like motherfuckers still pulling up shit. Like James Gunn, the director for Guardians of the Galaxy. He got fired from Disney because motherfuckers started digging through tweets and was like, oh, he said this about whatever. And Disney was like, oh, we got to fire him. Then when he went over and fucking hit a home run with Suicide Squad, they was like, hey, so you still looking for work? I was like, no, bitch. I'll make one more fucking Guardians movie with you. I got to go over here and run fucking DC Comics now. Fuck you guys. And the thing is, people like to think, oh, we got you. We made you fail. You fucking tripped up and you fucking failed. And then when you turn around and fucking do well, it's like, oh, I should wipe this egg off my face. I feel stupid. Just don't. Just fucking leave people alone. Like, it's that simple. If you don't like something, move on. Someone commented on a post I put up on Instagram. First off, it was a fucking hilarious post. I don't give a fuck who you are. It was a fucking great post. I loved it. Everybody else commented on it. They loved it. There's one person comments, this isn't funny at all. Normally I don't reply. Normally I just move on. I commented back. Maybe not to you, but to others it is. And you don't like it, that's fine. Weird thing is he liked the comment. I was like, okay, so you get what I'm saying. You don't have to like it, but others do. That's life. Move on. If you said something about my grandma, you come back years later, it's like, man, my bad. I'm like, okay, cool. I'd probably still punch you. But I'm like, all right, cool. Like, we can go have a beer now. But I'm not going to marry you to a fucking bad decision 20 years ago. It's just fucking stupid. There are some people I'm still kind of holding grudges on. But not everyone. Not everyone. So, I don't know. So basically, Dan Snyder, he's a jackass. Yes.
Jackass. Oh, we haven't done a Jackass of the Week in a while.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of and there's been quite a few jackasses. I just always
Dan
forget.
Snyder.
But he's definitely a jackass. Should he be forced to sell the team? I wouldn't say he should be forced to sell the team. Would the team be better off without him? I think so.
I think he was getting close. Now, I will say, I mean, if you just completely destroy a franchise that was at one time, they were the number one most valuable franchise. I guess maybe, with the way they're going to sell.
$6 billion?
I think it's going to be the highest.
That's the highest.
Ever. So, but they were valued at the highest franchise at one point, even over soccer teams and over the Cowboys at one point. And he just destroyed it. Like, I mean, for a long time, I thought it was just like bad luck. Like he's trying, but he's hiring the wrong people. But then it's just like 25 years, however long it's been, 25, 30 years.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, sure, bad luck is one thing.
He's
so
fired
often.
like good coaches when did he fire Schottenheimer? I'm pretty sure when Schottenheimer started off really, really bad, but then just won out.
Yeah.
And it was like, then he got fired, like winning something like 8 games in a row to end the season.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like bad luck is one thing, but when you're consistently hiring veterans that are washed up, when you're hiring coaches and then firing them, when you're making bad acquisitions consistently.
Yeah, rumor was like he was getting players he liked, but then like trying to be like friend buddy with them. because he was a nerd growing up, and now he's trying to be cool.
So that only works for Mark Cuban. Like, otherwise, no. Just knock it off, dickhead. I don't know. Fuck them. Sell the team. Let's make some changes.
Yeah, so I wonder if they changed the name.
Mm,
'Cause it's so new. It's like, this name is... I'm used to the name already, so
I
I'm
was gonna
okay. Let's just keep the name. But I'm still in favor of, like, we're going to do the military thing of commanders. Let's just freaking change the uniform so get some camouflage and that shit.
like, change it and, you know, just, yeah, do something different. Because I guess the whole thing was like, well, you know, we're going to keep the same colors. We're just changing the name.
Yeah, we ruined our legacy
Just
already.
It's like, just go ahead and just, if you're going to change the name, just go ahead and just
This
completely overhaul it.
Right. And old people need to realize this. No one younger than me remembers Washington as being good. I'm
True.
at that age limit of, like, we have this storied past. Like, no, when you're bad for, it's like the Cleveland Browns. Old people still be like, we have this history because Cleveland was good in the 60s and 70s.
Cleveland and Detroit were like going, like, they went to like 4 or 5 straight championship games against each other in the 50s.
Yeah.
You know, they were a storied franchise, both of them. And then even in the 80s, Cleveland was consistently making the playoffs and battling for the conference titles. And, you know, since then, though, I think once the 90s hit, well, even in the 90s when they sold and moved to Baltimore, I think they made the playoffs the year before. If not the year before, then 2 years prior. But they were still kind of a relevant team in the mix. Then they went to Baltimore, and Cleveland won the Super Bowl in 2000. But they were just called Baltimore, though, at the time. So they hate to fucking hear that. But it's a fucking fact.
But, yeah, I mean, Cleveland, Washington, Detroit. Detroit's on the rise, but we're looked at as the worst franchises in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Like, there is no legacy anymore.
And these are franchises, and when we list those franchises, these are franchises that have been around for a long time. You know, Houston, Jacksonville. You know, yeah, they're young teams. They're still, within they, came in after '95.
I'm pretty sure, like,
I think Jacksonville came in '94.
as the Redskins, they now have a losing record, I think, total.
Mm.
Pretty sure. I mean, you got to think. It's been 35 years of Snyder.
I've got to fact check that. And
Yeah, let's look at
I don't like to fact check.
I'm pretty
Hold
sure
on.
they have the worst record, though, of total NFC East now, where they weren't before.
Okay, and see, I thought you meant like.
But no, I feel like their
general.
total record's not good anymore.
Hold on. We got to fact check here on air. Washington.
It's fallen substantially. And even back in the 70s, I think they were pretty bad. Except for like a few random years. I mean, they're up there in Super Bowl wins. The 3 is actually pretty high overall.
Okay, yeah, yep. They are 625 and 630 and 29.
So we now have a low losing record.
That's trash.
Yo, let's get some camouflage. Get rid of this pig guy that's our mascot.
Yeah,
bring out the general.
That's even worse.
Bring out the general from the car insurance. Oh, he would be tight. No, so imagine us wearing like the black camouflage and white camouflage. That'd be cool. No, green.
like
Let's
that.
do
Yeah, I
green.
was gonna say,
Let's do green and then black. Green, black camouflage.
Pretty black. That's tight.
And so no one's done that. That's gonna be unique. That's gonna sell. Camo always does pretty good.
It seems like it should, but I feel like it's going to take a minute for that to warm up to people.
The old peds, yes, but then I think.
I think overall it's going to take a minute, but I think it could work.
But yeah, I mean, to me though, changing to Commanders and then keeping the burgundy and golds is silly.
Yeah, it's trash, and yeah, fuck Dan Snyder. See you later, bitch. Let me finish this beer. We can review this.
This
in a
was
second.
pretty
Yeah.
good, and I actually
I'm digging
grabbed
it.
the wrong one for what I wanted to do next. But this was way better than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this pen's jacked. All right, so this one's called Powder Day IPA. I'm guessing it's some kind of ski themed beer, which there seems to be a lot of. But it's by Sierra Nevada. Sierra Nevada pretty much does a decent job on all their beers. It's an American IPA double dry hopped. Like we know what that means.
Yeah, I was gonna say whatever the
But
fuck
it has
that
notes of
means.
citrus, stone fruit, and melon. But um, it's gonna sound low when we just had 12%. But 7.7's no joke. And
No.
the flavor though, I think is really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It was actually,
It's well balanced.
I mean, it's no 7.8 in my book, but this is definitely in the sevens for me. I enjoyed this. I'm gonna give this a 7.2. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Yeah, I need to get a list at least from you, some of our
Yeah,
higher
I
rated
mean,
beers. No, I just
do you
mean
have a printer?
somewhere in the house. I don't fucking know. I have two printers in this house somewhere. I think one's on the main floor.
It'd be
There's
cool to
another
get it
bedroom.
laminated and then update it like I don't know,
Let me.
quarterly.
Well, if you can, this is my last week at work, so I was gonna say if you can get some shit to me like this week, I
This
can
week
print.
I could. 'Cause
Like,
I have one. It's just probably the last maybe 20 episodes aren't in there, but that I actually can do it pretty fast because I put it in a spreadsheet.
yeah, send me some stuff. I can get stuff printed at work right now. I haven't start. I don't start the new job till the first, so I don't know what the limitations of the printing machines are for me yet.
Oh yeah, and I'll give it a 7.6. I didn't say my score. We'll do that. I'll drive home like we gotta rate it. There was that one episode was funny because we talked about the beer, introduced it, we both like said comments about it, and then just
Like moved on with
somewhere.
life. I was like, yeah, okay. Anyhow, moving on. So yeah, this is my last week at work, and today was actually pretty solid for like to kind of kick off that first day of the final week. It was a quiet day, so I was able to get a lot of work done, and then just kind of cool down. I had somebody call and complain a little bit, and I just like I smirked at them. I was like, dude, come on, don't do this. This is my last week. There was one lady that came in. I was visiting another property, and she has a space over there where I was at today, and she has one at my property. And I was talking to her. She's a nice lady. I always help her out. And as we're talking, I told her, I was like, well, look, just as a heads up, this is my last week. So, just I'm not saying it to everyone, but I'm letting some of the tenants that I communicate with know I'm out of here after Saturday. So I was like, I know you've got like a late fee on your rent right now. Just letting you know, it might disappear. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll see what fucking happens. But I can't guarantee nothing. But you might, owe $95 less. But, excuse me.
These beers today are winners.
All right. I'm gonna trust you on this one. Oh, I
I'll
should have
just-
got the
I'll
other
just tell you
glass out the freezer.
the last one was 7.7%. That's our lowest for today.
Mm.
We got some high
There's a little
high
swig in there
percentages.
left. So
And this is Ellicott City, by the way.
nice. So yeah, basically, yeah, I'm rolling out at work. I'm feeling good about it. Next week I'm off. Like I'm gonna take the 1 week off just to kind of get a little bit of a breather before I start the new job. So I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do next week. I'm probably gonna go train a little bit. I'm still nursing that groin injury. I mean, that's gonna be one that's gonna take some time to heal, but now it's starting to affect my hip. So now I'm getting worried. But Bobby's wife, who's a physical therapist, she was basically like, look, there's not really much they can do for you. You can go get scanned and looked at. If you don't think it's a tear, which I don't think there's like any tears or anything, they're just gonna scan it and be like, just ice it and
Hit ice. Well,
don't do much.
a leave will help.
Yeah. Well,
Just don't take
so
for the listeners for experience. Don't take a leave and then go immediately lay down. You get some heartburn like a motherfucker.
I ain't no punk. I ain't worried about that.
But yeah, leave. No, I somehow got my knee better, and it was that massage gun I told you about the
So
cheap one.
I got.
Yo, that shit.
I
I,
got
was using
mine.
it today. That shit works.
So I've been using on my thigh and kind of like going around the hip area. It's
It
helping.
helps stretch for me.
Yeah. Well,
Like
so
loosen up
it loosens it up.
parts that
Yeah.
aren't- for me, I always have problems with stretching my calf and my hamstring.
So there was so I did train last week. I went to training on Wednesday, but I didn't go like full clip. I went in. I told coach because I didn't train the week before, and I come in and there's not a new guy, but a guy I've been training with in a while. He's a purple belt, and I got paired up with him. And the move that we're working on specifically required you to like basically make the other person do a split. And I was like, great. So he goes to get into like kind of a passing position. Then you have to lock up the leg. And I told him like, hey, be careful with my right leg. I just strained my groin. And coach comes over, was like, you still hurting from before? I was like, yeah. I was like, why don't you try the other leg? I was like, yeah, good call. Yeah, duh. So I did spar like lightly, and honestly, after the warm up, I felt good. I felt loose, but I knew not to do anything ballistic, nothing crazy. But then I ended up fucking getting arm barred and fucking hurt my arm. I like hyperextended my left arm. So then I pull up to the house, got my arm in a fucking splint, and iced it and everything. Later that night, I'm putting Sophie down for bed. And Sophie goes, Dad, we need to talk. I was like, what's up, baby? You need to stop doing jiu-jitsu. You get hurt every day. I was like, baby, I got hurt the last 2 times. Number 1. And number 2, everybody gets hurt, baby. We're not baking cakes. So you're not baking cakes. So we're not baking cakes. You telling me everybody there is hurt then? I was like, yes, baby. Everybody gets hurt. I was like, are you all getting ready for a competition? I'm not getting ready for a competition, baby. They are, and I'm helping them. So you're their coach. I was like, no, baby, I'm not their coach. I'm just a good teammate to help them get ready. And she takes like a sigh. Okay.
Yo, if she said all that, Sophie is wise beyond her years.
She went in.
I know why you don't, but it's almost like at the end of, you're right.
Yeah, well, yeah, like this was legit, and I was like, and I went back to Sarah and I told her, I was like, this fucking kid told me I can't fucking train no more. She was like, I mean, you be all right. I was like, I know I'll be all right, but I'm like, like I'm sitting there really thinking about this.
Part. I mean, the need to do something like for me. I mean, the volleyball gets the competition now. Yo, it was wild with volleyball, so I was a little late than I wanted in terms of trying to stretch out because I know it was like first day it's gonna be rough.
Oh yeah,
and I am sore today, but not as bad as I could have been considering how long I played for hours. But it was funny is every time I went to block, I touched the ball. Mostly blocks. There was a set. It was kind of wild. I blocked the dude 3 times in a row, but then they scored. But it was like every time I jumped, I hit the ball. But the first jump I did, sure enough, I pulled my quad slightly. I was like, God damn, that hurt. But it actually healed. Like, it must have not been too bad. It was most probably just because I haven't jumped in a while. But someone did make a comment like, how come you're not spiking as hard as you usually do? Like, because I gained 40 pounds.
Like,
yo, I'm not getting up in the air.
Like, I gained weight and I'm old?
Yeah, I was going to say is I started losing weight 2 weeks ago. So this is my plan for losing weight. One is I'm gonna try to do it more by diet than when I dropped the 70 pounds at one time was so much cardio, but I don't want to do that much cardio this time. So I'm gonna try to do it more by diet. But I'm gonna do the intermittent fasting, not because I know there is some scientific. It works for some people, works for none. But the biggest thing why it works is just you're cutting breakfast out. So that's one meal. So you're eating in an 8 window. If you're eating just lunch and dinner as opposed to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right there, you're cutting calories.
I think also, too, with, like, I guess the science behind it, too, is how your body's metabolizing as well.
Yeah, some people it does have some strong benefits, but others it won't have any. But, yeah, I mean, some people it increases your, like, hormones, and so, like, testosterone, then you burn more fat. But other people it doesn't do that. But, I mean, the biggest thing is just skipping breakfast, all right? So that's normally breakfast I would have like 2 turkey sausage patties and scrambled eggs. Not tons of calories, but it's like probably like 300, what kind of 400.
It was like, what kind of breakfast are you eating too? That's a big factor.
But I was like, that's 300, 400. I mean, that right there is what I need to cut. So it's like,
well, yeah, and I mean, if you factor in 300, 400 calories, over 5 days.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I'm gonna try not to eat dinner late anymore, which is a bad
that's
thing I've
huge.
been doing.
Oh, I'll get to this point in a second, which was kind of fucked up, but funny at the same time.
Damn, these beers are good as shit today.
Like so looking at what my upcoming schedule should be, well, will be, because it's going to be Monday through Friday. I'll be off work at 4, so I should get home roughly 4:35 o'clock, and that's big for me, in terms of just family time, but also training if I choose to go to any of the 6 o'clock classes. Because before I was getting out at 6, and like class starts at 6, I can't start. I can't make it. I told one of my teammates, he got excited. I was like, "Yes, bitch!" Like that means more Dante at the gym. I was like, "Relax." Like a big part is for family time. That's like the biggest part. Yes, I will pepper in training. I'll be able to make my Monday class at 6 p.m. now. I'm not gonna do. I'm probably not gonna do the Tuesday 7 o'clock class. I'm just it's because trying to navigate that. The big thing for that class is getting home before Sarah has to leave for work. And it's not too hateful, but I feel rushed because I got to run out there at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 8 o'clock, and then I got to get home, and then she's leaving as I'm coming home. So it's like it's I hate it. And teammates were like, "Well, just bring Sophie with you." It's like it's not about bringing my fucking kid. Number one, I'm not bringing my kid there to stay, because if I bring her, she's gonna get there at 7 with me, and if I stay for the full time, I'm not leaving until 9:30. So I'm not bringing my kid to jiu-jitsu to sit there during my 7 to 8 class, then my 8 to 9:30 class. That's 2.5 hours of her sitting there at the gym, two nights a week, and then any of the other nights I may go. Fucking relax. I'm not. The thing I try to explain to people, as much as I love jiu-jitsu, like I want to fall back in love with it. Like there was a point where it's like I was there all the time, but it wasn't just that I was there. I'm there on the sidelines helping. I'm there after class helping. I'm coaching. I'm doing all this stuff. Like right now, I don't feel that, but it's coming back. I feel it coming back now. It's like, during class, I feel confident with the moves again. I record them now. I come back and watch them. I feel good about jiu-jitsu, but I don't want to be in that volume of, I think I was going 6 days a week, right before COVID. That was the only day I didn't go was Saturday, because I was coaching on Sunday mornings, open mat on Sundays. Then I think I'd train somewhere on Monday. I don't fucking know where. I might have been coaching Monday. Then I would train Tuesday, train Wednesday morning, coach Wednesday night, train Thursday, go to no-gi on Friday, and then nothing on Saturday. And then, repeat the cycle. It was too much. He got to a point where Sarah told me, he was like, "Hey, your kid's not seeing you anymore. You might want to calm down." So with this new schedule, I will get at least Monday and Wednesday night, and probably Friday night in. Every so often, I'll try to do my Saturday morning class, but the one point that I'm trying to make to my team is like it's not going to be how it used to be, where I was like there and I just stayed there. It's like I'm going to come in, I'm going to train. A big thing that's cool about it, especially in that Wednesday class that I really love, is after we get done training, we kind of cool out. We stretch, we talk jiu-jitsu, we talk life, we just talk, and that's part of the fucking hang, is just like integrating and just fucking conversing. Versus like again on those Tuesday nights, I'm done and I'm out. I don't get to fucking talk to no one. I don't get to see anyone. It fucking sucks. But I'm looking forward to this new schedule just because I do get a little bit of that back. But also, like, shit, I was off this past Saturday for a Nerd Rage. And it was weird. Sophie came in the room, was like, "Dad, you got to get to work." It was like 9, like 15. She's like pointing to the iPad. "Dad, wake up." I was like, "What, baby?" She was like, she's pointing to it. I was like, "Baby." She was like, "Are you not working today?" I was like, "No, honey bunny, I don't work." "Oh, okay." I just wouldn't fucking play on my iPad. All right, fuck this dude. Fuck you too. But, like, being off on a Saturday is going to be a weird thing to me because I don't know what the fuck to do. Like I told Sarah, big thing is family time now. We can fucking go do stuff again. Because when I'm off on Sunday, I want to do shit. I work the day before. I feel like doing nothing. I record on Sunday, and then that's it. So at the very least, if I got Saturday, I can train on Saturday morning. We could day drink. Like I could like my family and I, we can go somewhere Friday night and come back Sunday afternoon. You know, we can finally do some shit together. Think I like probably do some drugs now. Like I passed the drug screening, so that's important. So I can get fucking barbecued on a Friday night and fucking be good by Sunday afternoon. So I'm looking forward to that too. Um, I went out Saturday and did Nerd Rage, episode 400. Big deal. This is 400. We just did our 100 anniversary episodes all around. It was a fun time. It was basically like Bobby was saying. It's really like, he was like, it's not a big deal. It was like, dude, it's 400 episodes. It was like, it's really just an excuse to party. I was like, all right, that's fair too. Walked in, the obligatory hugs. He was like, you drinking? You want to drink? I was like, I don't know. What are we offering? So he takes me over to the pantry. I was like, Jameson. It's like, let's it's still daylight. Let me get a glass of wine. Drink a glass of wine. And Pinkerton shows up with the Jameson in addition.
I'm like, hold on. Is that free Jameson? You
Dude.
chose wine?
Dude,
I'm a little disappointed, but it's okay.
It was still fucking early in the day, dude. It was 5 o'clock. Like we were going to be recording at 8. So I had 3 hours before recording starts. I can't just jump into the party off Jameson.
Well, that's when you're going to do the podcast you don't remember. You wake up at 6 in the morning. Like,
So one of the funny things
sorry.
when we do the Nerd Rage episodes, so there's designated seating. Bobby sits like kind of where I'm sitting right now. Joe's to the left, Pinkerton's to the right. And then there's a seat right where you're at. I always claim that seat because I'm like, first off, like this is, I'm here. I've known this dude for years. I'm crew. Number one. Number two, fight me. Anyone. Fight me for it. No one, no, y'all don't want to? Okay, cool. Not that I'm a bully, but it was like, all right, y'all don't want to fight? Okay, cool. Good, because this isn't a fighting situation. Everybody just find a seat somewhere else. But it was a fun time. Real fun time. We got the kids together. Had a big crew just in all togetherness. Because 400 episodes, you put together a crew by that point. I think by the time we did episode 100, there might have been me, Bobby, Joe, Adam, and a couple people from out of town popped in. Episode 200, Adam kept joking, saying this is going to be my last episode, and sure enough, it was. We thought it was just bullshitting. And we still had a couple people peppered in. Episode 300, more people. 400, it was like just a big ass party, just a big ass fun time. Now, if you look at my board, I have their spades written down because the talking started, and Bobby was like, "Look, I'll mop the table with anybody here." And normally his wife is his partner, and his wife is in cooking because that's what women do. So he was like, "Look, I played with Dante, so me and Dante." It's like, word. So Bobby Dills, Evan, and Greg, they bid first. So they bid 7. I look at my hand, and I know I've got 2. Bobby knows he has 3. But the honorable thing is lock it up. So there's 7. All right, we're gonna take the 6. Boom, boom, boom. We got set. Got set on that 5. So we knew we had 5, but it was like, fuck it. Let's be men about it. But we also wanted to point out the fact, y'all said 7. So you motherfuckers don't know how to count your books. So that's something I always have to keep in mind. That was one thing I always fucking forgot about. Motherfuckers not being able to count books. And now, and I was sitting there. This is one dude, Casey. He was watching me, and I'm like sitting there after the game. It was like 20 minutes later. I'm just like staring at it. It was like, yo, Dante took that loss hard. I was like, yo, I got the taste of blood in my mouth now. Like, I want to play more spades. We were about to record at that time. So Bobby was like, no, we're just doing the one hand. I was like, I need to play more. I was like, I need more. Like, first off, we got set on some bullshit. Number one. And, like, I hadn't played in years, so the one point that I wanted to make, I'm holding a card. And I was like, I want y'all to pay attention to what's about to happen. And I'm holding the cards, happen. Evan throws out the ace of hearts. I was like, okay, cool. Just so you know, I know what you're doing. Next round, I got a club. Looking at Greg. All right. Boom. Yep, I know what you're doing. It's like, oh, it's coming back. It felt good. Now I want to fucking play more.
We have the Colompton Spades tournament.
We need to do something.
And we'll have accept all challengers because
Of course.
I think our level's a little bit higher than average.
I feel confident.
I was playing actually like on my phone and like
So-
yeah, my record was damn good, even though I had some suspect partners. The problem is you got to know what we got to figure out the score because sometimes if the score is too low, the bags don't matter enough.
So, well, that all goes in how you play your rules.
Yeah, if you're playing to what
bad.
500.
If you're playing the 500, but then you're also playing bags, you know, that's
I think
going to
500 they come into a factor. Some
Oh,
people
yeah,
will
for
play
sure.
like 200 or no, even online it's like 150. Bags do not matter on 150.
So wherever I'm playing, the bags don't count, and it's frustrating. So, because I'm used to playing board, the lowest you can go is 4.
Oh yeah, we used to not play bags, but I actually do like playing bags.
So I like playing bags, but like if we're playing like an actual game, like it's like a serious game to 500. Yes, we play bags. But if it's like, all right, let's play 350, no bags, just fucking play. Just don't double. Like you say, I'm going 4 and you pull 8. No, you get punished. And it was very hard to bag the sandbag in that regard. But I don't know, man. I'm missing it. Like I've been playing online, but the thing that sucks about playing online is like the beauty about playing in person, because playing online, shit talking online, it sucks because it's like you got to type the shit talking, and like I don't know, like talking shit in person, it's like it's real shit, but also because like Greg came up and got in my ear about it, and you know it was nothing personal, and I look over at him like, son, like let's do another hand and we'll see, like we'll see who's slapping.
We gotta, you know what? I was able to set up that poker game. I got a lot of people to come. Spades, I think we can. We got to get Aaron. You're in. It's your birthday. You're in.
You don't have a choice.
We haven't seen you forever. You got to come out for that. Well, I think you've seen him. I haven't seen him.
Oh yeah, he stopped by a couple months ago. Somewhere.
So there you go. A couple months. So you're in. I think we could get some people, but see, there's some people that know how the game works, but they don't know the strategy.
So, and that's the key right there.
There's a lot that don't understand strategy.
Just because you know how to play does not mean you know what the strategy is. And it is like no different than playing chess. It's like I know how the pieces move.
Even with the bags, you can almost tell, like, all right, we're in trouble. Let's bag them. And you
Exactly.
gotta switch that shit.
Exactly. It's like, okay, I know. Like if I say, hey, we're going 6, and they say they're going 7, and you know, you're just like, oh,
Yeah, you could tell,
we're
like,
in trouble. Just start
We're not getting
feeding
any
them.
books.
Just
Yeah.
feed them.
And they don't even know for a little bit. They're like, oh, we're a beast. It's like,
Dude, that usually be my favorite part. As soon as you start feeding them books and they don't even catch it until it's
yeah,
too
they
late. It's like,
usually don't. Like, oh, I got this. Oh, shit, wait, he played king, and now he's playing a 8?
What? Like, why do you play his? Well, and then also it has to be established too. Like, what is the hierarchy? Because you got cats that are like, okay, you know, Joker, Ace, and it's like, dog, you know, Joker, Deuce, Ace, and then you got some cats that are like, all deuces are wild, and it's like, no. You got some cats that are like, okay, 2 of clubs leads, which is wild, but I get it. It's just like there's so many different house rules, and it's almost like you have to establish.
All right, we're gonna set up a tournament. We gotta put together a list first of who we think would play or knows how to play spades.
So what's
Bobby,
crazy?
You got Bobby.
What's crazy is that when Sarah came out there while we're playing, she goes, "You playing spades without me?" It's like, baby, I love you, but you're definitely not my first pick.
See, she's an example of she knows how to play spades, but doesn't know how to play spades.
So I think what happened with that though is that she was part of the Boston that was run on my mom and her husband, and that was the night I told my mom, "You got to walk home," like because we ran to Boston on you. I hope you call grandma, catch a cab. We are not driving you home. That's not how this works. You don't get shut out and then expect to ride home. That's not how
So
this
like,
works.
we talk like Brett had to play spades, but I don't think he gets the advanced. He doesn't get the advanced strategy of it.
Yeah, and that's tough because
That comes with experience.
yeah, you can't just teach someone the strategy. Like you have to play the game and feel it. You have to understand. Like again, the big thing is again throwing books because once you know it's a lost cause, you just start feeding them. That's one.
Yeah, and you gotta pay attention to.
Paying
You
attention
see
to the
your
board.
partner, like, oh, he threw that shit.
Yeah,
We're throwing now.
paying attention to who played what and when. Trying to capitalize on play position too. It's like, I would prefer this dude
Oh
here.
yeah, when people don't freaking jump the freaking first book,
Oh yeah.
and then it doesn't make that person play a higher book.
And it's like okay, not cutting over your partner, even if it's not even spades. Like if
Yeah, you don't cut over your partner, and then there's, like I said, when you're playing, if you're second in line, if you don't bump up if the card plays a mediocre, then you're not forcing that dude to play another high card because you might win with your mediocre card.
yeah, well, so part of what happened too is with them when we're playing. Somewhere in there, somehow, you get just that perfect deal where everybody gets all, the perfect deal of a certain suit. The fucking queen walked. And that's what fucked it all up. And I was like, fuck. All right. But because, like, after that, I was like, oh, we fucking.
Oh yeah, when noticing when your partner is out of a suit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what time it is. It's like, oh, where you ain't got no more
Yo,
clubs?
when I'm on a teammate,
I ain't got no more diamonds.
They don't see I just cut on the first card, then they play another card. Like what? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
All right, man. I'm fiending. We all right. We got to figure this out sooner rather than later. Let me finish this beer up real quick.
Let's rate this.
Yeah, this is good too.
Yeah, the beers tonight were on point. And this one I had on draft before. And it was very good. And I'm pretty sure this beer is where. Remember Tiber River?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is where this place is at.
Nice.
So it's way busier than Tiber. Tiber River was a hidden gem back in the day. They had the little game room up top. Not many people knew about it.
Well, that's a weird thing about that upstairs, though. It's like people knew about it. It was almost like people. It's like people didn't respect
Cause it
it.
was on that little side street.
Yeah, it's like as you're coming up, it was on that corner side. Well, that's the thing. It's like it's almost like people. It was like people knew about it, but it's like people didn't like embrace it. I was like, it's dumb. Fuck y'all.
Well, they're gone now, but I remember going there for our old workplace. They definitely were not checking IDs.
No.
All right, so this is called Citra Splendor by Manor Hill Brewing in Ellicott City,
Or
Maryland.
as my grandma would like to say, Ellicott.
Ellicott City, old Ellicott. Well, yeah, it's so they do have a location on not Main Street. It's the side street, but downtown old Ellicott City. So it's a double Indian Pale Ale. I don't like saying it like that. Double Indian, double IPA. Has aromas of lemon peel, tangerine, passion fruit. Starts with an intense bitter, complemented by a slightly sweet caramel malt in the finish. So I would say this is the most bitter we've had today, but it's not too bad. It's pretty well balanced.
I didn't get that at all.
It is initial, and it like phases away. So another decently strong beer.
Hold on. I'm gonna pause for just a second. You have to see this fucking video. All right, so sorry about that. That's all funny video. Had to show it to Steve, and now we're back to finish rating.
All right, so I said the aromas, and then it's got some dank undertones. I always like when it says dank. To me, dank means tastes kind of like grass.
I hear dank.
It's like I think weed, but I noticed the beer's kind of. I'm gonna take a little of this. Yeah, we have some leftover whiskeys, which, by the way, the red label, which won,
Yeah.
is darn good.
Yeah, Red Label's real good. So I have a. Oh, I gotta make sure the pictures. I don't want to flash to the wrong pictures. I was taking pictures of everything I was drinking the other day. Well, I only had 2 drinks. So this one, it's super light. It's a party.
We
you
had
know.
that. We did it.
We did.
Yep.
I liked it. I was like, oh, this is real fucking good. This
Yeah,
is
I do
real
remember
good.
we did that.
And then Pinkerton brought this bottle of whiskey.
Not had that.
Really fucking good too. So I might look for this, have it, as kind of a backup bottle. Might end up getting the bigger bottle. So that one is pretty costly, but I'll probably still get it
I
somewhere.
still got a decent amount of Jameson. If we ever drink again.
So I had Sarah give me a bunch of these little cans just for that specifically. So that's what I was like, you know what? I'll probably get some Coke. She was like, I'll just get you some of the little cans. I was like, all right, word, perfect. All right, I get it, word, perfect. All right, so yeah,
So
what's
back
up?
to the Citra Splenda. So the part I didn't give. So we've had some strong beers tonight. This is in the middle, 8.3%. That's wild.
Okay, that's fine. All
Did we
right.
say in the middle, 8.3?
Whew. All right, 8.3. Yeah, that is wild.
Ellicott City.
Ellicott
Yeah.
City, wow, yo. All right, so it was tasty.
Bear had this on draft, and not a beer drinker, and liked this quite a bit.
Well, I don't base my opinions off of girls because, girls are dumb. But I will say this. I enjoy this. Now, the thing is, the percentage is higher than the previous one, but I like the previous one a little bit more. Just a touch. Not much. This is still in the 7s for me, though. So it's not like this knocks it out of the 7s.
Yeah, so we got 3-7 beers today. And the first one was very close to being an
Yeah,
8.
that first one could have been 8 for me.
I think if we kept drinking, it would have been.
That first
'Cause,
one,
again, it was
I think
growing
we
on
had
me.
more because
Yeah, it
that
was
small
growing
sample
on me.
size. I was like, it's fine. But if I
It's
had,
that Belgian style that grows on you.
I'm gonna give this. I gave the last one a 7.2.
7-2, yep.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do 7.2 here as well. I mean, I like the other one a little bit more, but it's like I just can't justify giving this one a 7.1. Like I feel like they're both really good.
Yes, I went 7.6. So I like this one a lot, and I have had it on draft, and it is slightly better on draft.
But we're basing it off of what we're drinking now.
I know 8.3. It's tough. I drank whiskey in between, which, by the way,
Oh, am I done?
this honey American. So we started with that, right?
Yeah.
The thing I don't like about it, I feel like when you have a shot, it can't taste too good. In terms of like
It
this
shouldn't
tastes
taste
like,
good?
yeah, like I want a little pain. You know what I mean?
So, and that's why I like that red label. That
Yeah.
able label lets
Like
you
I want
know
a
what time
little
it is.
something like like I'm drinking something. Like this tastes like I'm drinking a sugar shot.
So, and that's why I'm drinking that with Coke because I'm like, you know what, it fits the bill. Whereas that red label, nah.
I need a little pain. Yeah, get
Yeah.
a little smokiness.
Yeah, well, that smokiness is what gets it. And
And it was funny. So our top 2 whiskeys, when I just was looking for like a little, I didn't post that information, but I was trying to get the picture because we didn't take pictures of beforehand.
Yeah.
Is we actually kind of rated them how most people in general rate them. Like Red Label, decently rated. I think Jameson is generally a really high rated whiskey. It's like considered a very high quality, even though it's not super expensive. And Red Label was similar, but Red Label adds the Scotch, which is that
Yeah.
smokiness. But yeah, and then as you get to the flavors, real drinkers of whiskey aren't gonna be. We actually we're beasts. We rated it like we were whiskey.
yeah, we know what the fuck we doing, son.
Yeah, our lowest score was the sugary whiskey drink. Oh, and well, Bullet didn't do well, and I would say I wonder if it was because it was aged. Because I remember thinking it was smooth, and it was not smooth that night though.
I've always enjoyed Bullet. Anytime that I've had it, I've always enjoyed it. So
This
I don't
tastes
know.
like a very much like cleaner Fireball. This honey.
Someone said something about Fireball on Saturday, and I was already engaged in another conversation. I was ready to pounce and attack.
Again, Fireball is an easy shot to take, but
It's fucking trash.
it gives me a massive sinus headache
It's
every
trash.
time. But yeah, it's trash. It's something you don't want too
Yeah.
much of. It's like
Like,
yeah. Again, I think that kind of drink appeals to people that don't drink.
girls.
Yeah, girls, or I mean, there's guys that don't.
True.
They can't drink like a real liquor.
True. But I think there are guys that also, it's not that they can't. I think it's just that they don't know. So they just think, oh, Fireball. I'll drink the Fireball because everybody else is doing the Fireball. But in reality, it's like anytime we go out for shots or we go out and drink, it's like you want to get shots. I always get a Jack because that's very very
Jack's
basic.
good. Jameson is my probably go to, and then for funsies, I'll settle for a real tequila. But I like to order tequila at a bar because it's the party, dude.
After we did the tequila episode, it became very apparent to me. I was like, okay, there are rules.
No, yeah, it sucks.
And now
real
my tequila radar is different now because it's like I won't accept anything less, and I don't like tequila like that. But if I'm gonna have it, I gotta go up.
Yeah, now that I think about it, the higher quality tequilas is probably the most significantly different of any liquor.
Yeah.
They don't taste like
so
real tequila. Real tequila is harsh.
no, it's horrible. It hurts.
Although I think the worst shot was still the Jim Beam. That was rough.
I want to revisit it, but I don't want to revisit it because it's like I want to revisit it.
We were in the mood to drink.
Oh yeah,
and then when we drank it, we're like,
we had plans to get fucking Blitzkrieg that night, and then we had the Jim Beam. Well, I feel like okay. So I think we had a shot of that one shot. I might have had two. Did we go? We went out though, didn't we?
We went on Fells Point yet.
And I feel like I didn't drink a whole bunch, but I was drunk enough to know I didn't want more Jim Beam. But I was also drunk enough to know there's a lot of shit going on that I'm just not safe around right now. I don't feel comfortable. And I think that's part of why I stopped drinking too, because I was scared. I was like, I don't know what to do with this situation. But I might have to do a revisit to the Jim Beam.
I'm get a mini?
Oh, of course. Fuck yes.
Let's rate the Jim Beam.
I'm not going to get a fucking big bottle of Jim Beam,
no.
dude. Fuck no.
Because I'm pretty sure you just ended up with like, I think you left it. Cause
Yes.
It's like, this sucks.
Yeah, I left it. Well, the handle was $20. I was like, okay, word. Got that handle. I was like, yeah, I'm not drinking. Well, I left it because it sucked, but also I was like, I have to get out of here. Like, I cannot be here. All right.
I got to get the score.
Yeah.
You went the same. So that kind of makes sense. It is 8-3. I'll go 7-6. So we have a tie score. Second and third.
Fair.
And our first beer at 12%. Oh, man. Almost an 8.
God, I want more.
7-8 and 7-9.
Hey,
Yeah.
text me that name. Well, actually, no, I'll see it on the notes. Because Skullfest. Well, no, it's no longer Skullfest. It's Skullstis. We're going to be doing that in a few weeks.
Yeah,
And
I bet
I
if
need
we
to-
did this third, it would have got a higher score. Because we would have been like, damn, 12%? It tastes like this?
Oh, that would have easily been an 8-3. Like, easily.
Jersey proud since 96.
You know what it is? It's that Jersey water. That's what it is. That's not a good thing, but it is for this beer.
It's funny, it says best paired with cheesecake, aged cheddar, picnics.
Okay.
I don't know if this would be well paired with a picnic.
This is not well paired with any of those things at all for me.
I mean, any type of food.
I don't know. So whenever I would have a Raging Bitch, I would always have pizza, and it always felt right, and it always like paired well for me. But for actually, I'm going up. Well, I'm not drinking on.
I don't feel like
Wednesday.
this pairs well with a picnic. This pairs well if you're like at a festival drinking.
I agree. Well, so and this was I was explaining this to Sarah because when you and I were talking about the whole Bud Light, and then the guys were like, "Well, I want to drink a real beer, not that IPA shit." And it's like, okay, so you like to drink
Say
water?
no. Yeah, and what's funny? So all the controversy with Bud Light over the So I did go out to. I actually want to go there with you. If you've never been, it's called Nick's Fish House, but it's an outdoor bar in Baltimore.
Do they have fried catfish?
I don't know. I don't eat fish, so I don't look at that part.
The only fish I eat is fried catfish.
You don't gotta eat fish. It's a bar, but it's outdoors.
So if they got fried catfish, I'm down.
Okay, I bet they do.
I feel like they would, but I'm curious now.
They do have crabs. We've talked about crabs.
Yeah, I'm
But
all right.
no, so it's more. It's weird is that it's a bar, kind of our age, outdoors. They're not open super late, so definitely a daytime type spot.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely for our age. You're like, hey, we close at 8.
9. But no, I mean it's packed. I mean it looks kind of like a beach type bar, the way it's set up. I think you would like it. But anyways,
Well, like I said,
it's a fun place. We lucked out in that I went there Saturday. Oh, but I wanted what my point was. I was like, what was I talking about?
We do
Is
that.
the whole Bud Light controversy. So I'm looking at the fridge. Bud Light section completely full. Because now no one wants to order, because now you're going to make fun of your friend if they order Bud Light.
I can't wait.
You know what I mean? But it's going to affect, I think it's going to affect sales in a bad way.
So
Except for the people making the TikToks destroying the Bud Light. And then it's like, well, y'all just bought Bud Light to do the video.
you dumb fucks.
But
Well, I think it
and
will
that's the
affect them.
wrong beer to represent that. Because again, Bud Light is, and I was, I think I mentioned it last week. Bud Light might be the most watery tasting beer.
Coors Light is pretty fucking watery tasting, dude.
No,
I
they're
think-
both.
I
They're
think
one and
Coors
two.
Light
I
is
think
more.
Bud Light's a little more bubbly, like seltzer watery.
Maybe.
They're like twins of each other.
There's
but
a
Bud
little
Light's
bit
got-
more like substance to Bud Light, but they're both pretty watered
They're
down.
trash, especially now that we've been drinking like all these IPAs. Because back in the day, I would have liked Bud Light more, but I had a Bud Light in the last 2 weeks, and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty bad."
The one beer I had at Nerd Rage, this dude Casey brought them. I'm drinking it, and as I'm like sipping, I look, 4 or 5. That's cute.
Yeah, it's like,
Then I went over to Pinkerton. Was like, all right, dude, let's go ahead and get into this Jameson. Just pour me some Jameson, dude.
so we only had 3 beers, but we had 7, 7, 8, 3, and 12.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you get down, son.
So we had a 2.5 beers, 2 beer, and almost 3 light beers in 3 beers. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8 beers in 3.
That's how you do it, though. Well, that's what I was telling Sarah. I was like, I would much rather just go out and get one of these like 12%ers, drink 2 of them, and then maintenance drink the rest of the way through.
Yep.
Like, it like when the guys were like, well, I don't want none of that IPA bullshit. I want a real beer. I want a Budweiser. Like, so 5.5.
Honestly, now when I hear that, like now that we're close to 300 beers for sure.
Yeah, we're like, look,
We didn't keep tracking the original, and we are doing more than 3 originally.
Well, we've had a few episodes where we've done 4.
Yeah.
And I think there was one episode we might have done 5.
In the beginning, I'm telling you, we were doing like 5 every time. We weren't keeping track. So 300 beers, and I was the type that did drink all those light beers. Those light beers, you realize when you go to them now, are pretty bad.
I don't normally go to the theater for films that aren't Marvel films or Super Mario Brothers, but I think I'm gonna go see this Evil Dead Rise because that shit looks ill. In the early reviews, this shit's getting like a 96%, which I don't normally always rely on that.
Oh yeah, I did watch 2 things I wanted to say. One was Mario Brothers, real quick.
Nice.
Great movie. And I feel like the best thing it did was it incorporated the video game so well.
Right?
Because now it made like the video game sort of make more sense. It's like they did such a good job.
The part where, like, in the beginning where he met the princess and he had to, like,
do the little obstacle
and he kept,
course.
like, losing. It's just like playing the fucking game. You keep doing that shit until you figure it out and get it right. And then there's that point where you think you got it and then you fucking die at the end. So that was one of the movies. So,
Yo, that shit was funny when you didn't know that the lid was going to drop.
so we reviewed that on episode 400. And the funny thing is everybody gave it, like, a super high score. I think I gave it an 8.5. I think everybody gave it, like, no one gave it a 10. And then the question became, what's keeping you from giving this movie a perfect score? And then I had to think about it. I was like, honestly, there's not much
Well, I think
that.
keeping it from a perfect score would just be comparing it to movies you like more.
So, but that's the problem though. Comparing it to movies that you like more, because movies that you like more fall into different categories though. Like I love True Romance. I can't compare this movie to True Romance. I like Iron Man. I can't compare this movie to Iron Man. So I don't really compare the movie as much as I look at like, okay, let's say story. Story was relatively basic. It wasn't too complex, and that's fine. I don't need to be complex. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Um, the visuals, nothing looked janky. Like a lot of Marvel stuff, their CGI starting to get really. I think they're getting lazy. And with this, I mean, everything looked good. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 there. Then when it comes to like nostalgia, that's the big one, the big bonus. Perfect.
No, they
And was
did
it fun?
great with that, and especially another simple part I loved of the movie was just when they had got to pick their little cars and they were just spinning a little thing, just like Mario Kart, of like picking your wheel, picking your thing.
Yep. Everything, dude. This
They
is,
incorporated the video game better than any other video game movie.
and I think what that says though is that they've been paying attention, because over the years as you get video game movies, it falls flat for whatever reason. And earlier on with video game movies, whether it be Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, Mortal Kombat, Double Dragon, Mario Brothers, the movies tried to be something that it wasn't. It was trying to take itself to another level. Like, well, we don't want it to be like a game because it'll be dumb. When in reality, you can make it like a game. You just have to do it in the right context. And this movie proved that.
Oh yeah, they got the question block and that shit.
Everything, dude. And
The
then,
little mushroom, that shit was funny.
and then they even opened it up for, okay, well, we didn't get Wario, we didn't get Waluigi, we didn't get Yoshi, So it's like, oh, there's still sequel material left. And someone brought up a good point. Was it? I think, yeah, I was recording yesterday. I was talking to somebody. He goes, "What if we get a sequel, and then Nintendo, they end up doing like a shared universe thing, and it all it all combines." I can't say the fucking big word. I'm like Trump. I can't. I just have trouble with that word. But it comes together and it's Super Smash Brothers, and I was like, "Ooh, fucking sign me up. I'm in. I'm in. I love it." So good. I'm glad. I figure you like it. Like that's the thing. It's like I see people talking about like, oh, it's dumb. But the people that I see that are hating on the movie, it's like 21-year-olds who didn't grow up on this shit.
Good.
It's like, fuck you, kid. I'll smack the shit out of you and beat your daddy up too.
I will say, I think I might cancel my movie membership though, because Arundel Mills Theater is trash now. That shit is just dirt filthy.
Well,
The
I mean,
last
they
3,
have that
4
membership
times.
other places though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
So-
somewhere else because Arundel Mills. I mean, the mall in general has turned to trash. It was filthy the other day. I went there, but I mean, they don't have enough workers. The food there used to be good. They used to have like decent chicken tenders. Now they taste like they've been out there for 3 days.
I didn't accidentally. They fucked my order up. I ordered the 3-piece drum mill from World Farm today.
That's what you gotta do though. Is go to somewhere like Royal Farms or the Weiss near me has really good chicken tenders and fries.
And then put them in the bag and walk in.
Yeah.
They were like, "Why smell chicken?"
They don't question it, but you
No.
do gotta like have at least try to hide it a little, like put it in a purse. I mean, if you just walk in for a straight bag, I'm guessing
Walking with a
not
box of
from-
chicken in hand.
But I've never had them like question anything.
No.
Like if you put it in a purse, like
No, well, I've never had them question it. Someone came into what movie did I watch the other day? Ant-Man. When I went to see Ant-Man, somebody walked in because there's a Dollar General right next to it. They came in with 2 Dollar General bags. They sat down. And you can just hear them rummaging through the bags, opening up food. I was like, God damn.
if you want the movie style candy, what is it? 5 and Below has that shit good. But I remember one movie. I knew people were gonna be jealous when I took it out. I was like, oh, I took out the Taco Bell.
This motherfucker, yo, just pulling fucking food out of his pocket.
Tacos out of my pocket. The
That does
McDonald's. You got the.
Oh, so that reminds me. So after 400, right, we drive home. So it was a late night. It was a late night for everyone. Like, it's the latest Sophie's ever stayed up. It was so late. She was in the car watching Sarah's phone, and she like hands the phone. So I was like, "Here, I'm gonna go ahead and rest." And then she puts her coat over her head like a fucking parrot. We get home, she was out. Sarah like, I was like, I can carry her. It's not a problem. You know, she's about to be 7. She's a big fucking kid now. I was like, I can carry her. So Sarah like picks her. I was like, nope. Didn't make her walk. I was like, disrespectful. So we put the kid down. I was like, I'm gonna head up to McDonald's real quick. I pull up to McDonald's. They're like, we're only taking cash right now because they're about to do something with the computers. But they let me get away with it.
Yo, this one always does that.
Convenient. So they let me get away with it though. They're like, well, you know, hurry up, what do you want to order? So I was in a panic. So like, give me a number 1. So I get a Big Mac meal. Everything was fine with it. I got home. I was so fucking tired. I couldn't even finish it. I took 2 bites of the Big Mac and just rolled over. I was like, I'm out. Like, I can't do this. Well, also keep it in mind, I'd been drinking the whole night. Like, all the excitement from the episode. Where, like, what I did like is, like, in Bobby's recording room, normally it's, like, lit up like this. But it's, like, turn on, like, he has, like, cabinets, like, similar to that I have over there. But there are lights in them. So I had the lights on all the cabinets come on. It was, like, a nice little ambiance and everything. It felt nice. But it mellowed me too much. Got home. My movie, which this isn't even my movie for the week because I never even watched it. I've turned on Cocaine Bear 3 times so far, and I've not gotten through it. It's not because it's bad, but I've started it every time I've started. It's late, and I pass out. But so far, everything that I've seen of it is magic. I just am too tired to get through the movie. After we're done here, I'm watching that fucking movie.
I've had things like that where I'm like, damn, it's good, but we keep just watching at bad times. I don't want to miss anything, so then you stop it.
Dude, like, I've passed out every time I've turned the movie on. I think Saturday was the 3rd time, and I was just like, I can't do this. I don't want to disrespect Cocaine Bear like that, because it's worth the respect.
Yeah, I've seen it on. I guess you could rent it.
It's on it's on Peacock for free.
Okay, Peacock.
Well, do you have Peacock?
No, I don't think so.
I should put it on the background for
I
us.
have. I wanted to mention a show that I watched. Have you?
Oh,
seen
we're watching
on
shows,
Netflix?
but it's not Sopranos. Okay, cool.
Beef.
So I
You heard
see
of
it. I've seen it. What's it about? Because this will help me determine if I want to watch it or
This
not.
shit was one of the best. I think it's only going to be 1 season.
Good.
But it was great. So Stephen Young, so the dude from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Is it Ali Wong? I think it's her name.
I like. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then David Cho's actually in it. So I've always liked David Cho. But basically it's about, it starts off, and you could maybe relate, a huge road rage incident between Stephen Young and Ali Wong.
Okay, so I just saw a clip. I saw something the other day about a road rage. I assume it's that because I saw Ali Wong running out the house.
The shit is wild.
So
how it starts.
And I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
So it's like a little bit of a revenge thing, and it does have a little bit to do with like Korean culture, which also I've come to find Korean culture because what I've heard from, I was big into David Cho's podcast, is they have a lot of alcoholics and just not raised well. So they have some. It deals with, it's complex, but it's dark, funny. Stephen Young can fucking sing his ass off. I didn't know. He's singing some Jesus songs in this shit. But David Cho's almost playing himself, but he's like a sort of like more criminal than he really is in real life. I think at one time he was a criminal. But he's just a wild. He actually had to check. I don't know if you saw the Joe Rogan episode with him recently. But he had to check himself into freaking a mental institution after playing his role in this movie. So I don't think he's going to play too many movies because he's just like that artistic type that got wrapped. It's almost like playing the Joker, like maybe what happened to Heath Ledger.
Well, you know what? Joaquin Phoenix was okay. That's fucked up.
He thought he was a rapper at one time.
He's not okay.
He's not okay, but he's living.
So did I tell you about when I don't know the experience personally, but apparently for Ladder 49, he came down to Baltimore and kind of like observed the firefighters down at Baltimore, and he's a vegan. And the dude walked in a leather jacket. He just snaps. He was like, "Get him the fuck out of here, or I walk."
Yeah, he seems like that type.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But I mean, the movie's complex. It starts with this road rage incident between them two, but it's like they're sort of plotting revenge on each other. But then it goes into detail. They both kind of like do some crazy bad things in their life, sort of. But it's like human
get
stuff.
too much,
Human
'cause I
stuff.
might watch
yeah,
it.
human stuff. Human mistakes, bad mistakes. But
I don't make mistakes.
it got some twists and turns. It's nothing like Fight Club, but it reminds me of Fight Club in that it has some good, like some life lessons in a way.
Oh, every movie has life lessons. Relax.
Yeah, but no, Fight Club had some good ones.
Yeah, lots of movies have good life lessons. Relax. Fight Club's not the greatest. It's cool.
The greatest.
No, it's fine. There are a lot of great life lessons in movies. True Romance has some great ones. Don't fucking marry a prostitute. Don't steal cocaine from a
That's what
fucking
I
pimp.
mean.
You know.
No, I mean, so I would
Don't
say
don't let Balky
get
have
some
the fucking
karma.
cocaine.
Get some karma stuff. Not every decision you make there is a end result that could be bad, but
No
some
shit.
twists and turns. But some movies don't talk about like the bad karma. You mean just see like the criminals win. Not that this is like criminals type shit. I just think it's good, but very well acted by all of them. Stephen Young surprised me. Great actor. Ali Wong was excellent in it. David Cho, I feel like, was actually playing himself, but like I said, he on Joe Rogan, he claimed he like lost his mind a little bit. But yeah, I highly recommend it, and it's great that it's one series. One season is kind of tight. It's almost like watching a good movie, but you have several days to watch it.
I think when shows do only one season, that's always the move. That's just the best move. Now, some things may need more, but then that's where you have to evaluate how much more. And then when you do give more, could that more have just been pushed into the first season? Disney.
Oh yeah, some drag it out because it's doing well.
Well, Lost was supposed to be a lot shorter, and ABC was like, "Give us more," and they're like, well, "Fine, put some
I love
shit in
Breaking
the middle."
Bad, but there was definitely some episodes where I was starting to get to the point like, damn, every day y'all got something that goes wrong every single day.
Well, it's like the show 24, because it's supposed to be like 24 hours. And it's like, so this dude don't get to take a nap? Like, he just run around all day. How many days are you going to run around all day? But, like Breaking Bad, what I did like was in that last season, the budget got fucked up because of Walking Dead. So they were forced to make everything fit into those final 8 episodes. Loved it because they gave you all the meat, no bullshit filler. It was all meat, and I loved every bit of it. It like that final season was so intense because you're like, there was no like dry time. It was just all like go go go. And I was like, oh, like as soon as each episode would end, my heart's like pounding. I was like, fuck, I gotta wait till next week because at that point we picked up on it, so we're watching it weekly now. I was like, I can't do this. I might have to skip like 3 weeks and then just watch 3 episodes because I can't binge watch anything more than 3 episodes at a time anyway. Because, like, I was listening to this podcast today where this bro was talking about maladaptive daydreaming, which is basically being addicted to daydreaming. And it's not in the DSM 5. So it's not something that's technically recognized by, medical professionals. And as I'm listening to her talk about it, it was like, it sounds like ADHD. I got a feeling it's just ADHD.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like, I think that's just ADHD. I turned off the podcast because I was like, okay, you're like, you sound kind of kooky. But I think they were saying the big issue with it was that kids were going on TikTok and kind of self-diagnosing. Well, that's everything. So, but either way, I can't watch more than 3 episodes at a time. Otherwise, I just stop caring. And if I stop caring in the middle of that, I'm not ever going back. So
yeah, so this being one season, it's like I kind of wish it was still going on because I liked it so much. But there was no more needed to. They got everything accomplished. They had a lot of, I wouldn't say twists and turns, but not everything you're gonna expect, and some things you will. But it was great. It's deeper than the surface of it. It deals with like why they are is like some trauma that probably happened to them.
I've seen it pop up on my Netflix when I turn it on because what I watched today, Over the Hedge.
So I think
So
anyone
when I was
that's
watching
dealt
Over the
with
Hedge, it came up.
anyone that's dealt with some trauma will kind of like it. I think a little more of.
I
And
made
Koreans do great dramas, even though this is not a Korean drama, but it just stars Korean American.
I may look at it. I don't know. Like we're so behind on everything right now.
Yeah, I would highly recommend those. It was very good. I think it got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with the user review thing, not the critic.
I'll go in there and give it like a low score just to kind of fucking keep them humble.
I do have our questions, by the way. I just got them in.
All right, so I'm just gonna do my movies real quick. Then we'll just jump to questions.
Yep.
There's a dollar hot dog night in Philly. There's some savages. So what they do? They went ahead and bought the hot dogs for $1 and just started throwing them. Fuck Philly.
Man, the hot dogs are good.
They ruin everything. That's why I hate Philly. they ruin everything. The fans in Philly are fucking trash. You guys are horrible. Fuck you guys.
I've only been to Philly twice. The first experience wasn't great. The second one was because I just went straight to the Jedi Mind Trick show and then straight back to the hotel. So I didn't experience Philly.
All my experiences in Philly have always been positive for the most part. Detroit won, so it was pretty positive. But the fans are still trash. My experiences in Baltimore. My experience in Baltimore is always pretty good, but the fans for the Ravens are trash. So for my movies, like I said, I started watching Cocaine Bear. I haven't gotten through it yet because it's just been bad time, and we're gonna watch it tonight. I told Sarah we're gonna try to be done by 11 here so we can watch it. Everything that I've seen so far, fucking magic. I love it. Dude, I'm so excited for this fucking movie.
I heard someone saying like, "What's the sequel? Is it Heroin Bear?"
Yeah, there's a heroin gator. Heroin. It's like a alligator.
Alligator.
So this is Florida, obviously. So there's so where it starts off, they do say like I guess where did cocaine get dropped off at? I think something with Tennessee. I think they took off from Tennessee or some bullshit. And as I watched, I was like, yo, Tennessee wants to be Florida so bad, yo. Like, yo, chill, yo. But it actually takes place in Georgia. That made it even better. I was like, Georgia definitely wants to be Florida. They can't fucking stand it. They're like, we're just Florida's top hat. Like, well, how can we be better? Well, let's get a fucking bear with cocaine in its system. But it's been fucking magic. All the parts I've seen, I loved every bit of it. As far as like just rating the movie, I don't know. Elizabeth Banks, she directed it. Like Elizabeth Banks, she was in what was she in? The Hunger Games. She was that fucking goofy looking lady in the Hunger Games. She was in Zack and Mary Does a Porn. She's been in a bunch of shit, but those are the ones that stand out to me. But she directed the most recent Charlie's Angels and said, "You guys didn't see it because you hate women." Bitch, shut up. Like, we watched the Hunger Games. A movie you were in, led by women. Shut up, dummy. Like, the fucking movie sucked.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels was some trash.
Like the newest one, the most trash. Like, hey, we're gonna have Kristen Stewart in. The girl who has no emotion on her face. Yeah, we'll make her a star. But apparently, she did really well as Princess Di. And I don't want to watch it because I don't give a fuck about Princess Di. But I want to watch it because I hear that Kristen Stewart did so good. Fucking conundrum, doggy. So the movie that I did actually watch, though, Rosemary's Baby, because I'm doing So You Like Horror, and I'm on the 60s right now. And I thought that I'd seen this movie, but I hadn't. And let me tell you, for a movie from fucking 1968, now it gets tricky when you do the movies from the 60s, because when you watch movies from 1960, 63, 64, 65, and then 68, there's obviously going to be a difference in the cinematography, just how the films look as the decade goes on. But Rosemary's Baby had this look to it that just felt good. Like, it was bright. It was a really fucking lovely looking movie. And the story was good too. Roman Polanski, not a good guy. Not at all. I think he like beats women. He's pretty mean to women. I have his name here. Then, I have an arrow point up the R. Kelly, Jonathan Majors, Michael Jackson, all black people, kind of. And, and I was like, this is kind of that weird case of like, there's a person that's really bad, but they're really good at what they do. Do we forgive them?
No, the R. Kelly Michael Jackson one is a big one because they did similar things, but Michael Jackson's kind of still more respected. Where R. Kelly's name, you're like, oh fuck that guy. Like no one's still. I'm sure there's fans of him, but R. Kelly's name is now really tarnished. Where Michael Jackson still has quite a bit of.
Well, I think the difference between the two of them, despite them both doing kind of similar things, one was with girls, one was with boys, but them doing kind of similar things, the R. Kelly stuff, there's like solid proof. Whereas Michael Jackson, the stories are being told, but then the stories are kind of weird because it's like, wait a minute, that's inconsistent with the times and the dates of this, and that. So there's always tons of questions about Michael Jackson and stuff. Now, look, I'm no expert. I'm just a fan. But look, if you're asking me if Michael did it, he touched them boys.
Oh, he definitely.
But
we talked about that, Theo. That still just cracked me up.
But the thing is, though, when you go down that list of the hits, I'm not even counting the Jackson 5 and the Off the Wall. I'm just at Thriller. Thriller had 9 tracks. 7 went to singles. And they all, I don't think they all went number 1, but they all went top 5. All. Then he came back with Bad.
Yeah, man, it's weird because
No.
just say you think he's
Then he came
really
back with
evil.
Dangerous.
Do you then not like his music?
Oh, I love his music.
Right. So how do you still rock it?
Fuck yes, I do. Do
Well,
I not?
I bet. Some
do I not
people
care
are-
about little
some
boys?
people are really in like a really predicament. Like,
There's no predicament for me. I play Michael Jackson at least once a week.
because at the same time, when I play music, I'm not like thinking about that artist.
Exactly. Now, I will say this about R. Kelly. I don't actually own any R. Kelly music at all.
Yeah, I was never like.
So, no, I do have one song.
I just know the Mr. Big song.
Yes, that's the only one that
I
I
don't
own.
remember what song it is. I just remember the video. So
So there's a series. There's a series
that was
of
like
them.
a movie. The video.
Yeah. Because Ronald Isley did
I actually
Contagious.
saw that,
I think so. I have Contagious. That was Ronnie Isley, and then was R. Kelly like in the clause? I can't remember, but I have those 2 songs. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck about R. Kelly.
It's like Bill Cosby of like all the stuff he did, but then he was like the most wholesome person on TV.
But
And
then when
it's-
you start like really paying attention to the Cosby Show, there's some questions there.
There might be, but still, in general, the Cosby Show had some good. He was like a great father on that show.
No, I agree.
So it's like good television in terms of being a positive role model in a way.
Well, the funny thing about the Bill Cosby thing, though, that gets me is that, they canceled the Cosby Show, so no syndication, stuff like that. And it's not just, it's like, yes, he's suffering, but all those other actors don't get their royalties now. But then you go to the show Seventh Heaven, and the actor Stephen Collins, I think it was.
I saw the father on a meme, but I didn't hear what he did.
I think he
So
had.
it was like, these are our fathers, and show Bill Cosby and him. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what he did.
Well, because what it was, I believe it was with a young lady, like a girl, like a 12-year-old girl. I don't know if he molested her or there was something. We could fact check it, but I'm not. You know me. I like to let's just go with the
Some
story.
shit.
But basically, he did some shit, but his show never got pulled. And then it became this question of, is it a race thing? Maybe, maybe not. I would say yes, but honestly, I never cared about the Cosby Show myself personally. And I've explained this before on this show. I've explained on other podcasts. My big thing about the Cosby Show is it wasn't relatable for me personally. Seeing a black family and, the mom's a lawyer, the dad's a doctor, and the kids are all happy and,
That
things are
shit used
going
to
well.
wild me out. They when it would show the outside of the house, but then the inside of the house looks
Yeah.
like it's like 10 times
Yeah,
bigger.
it's like huge. It's like, yo, that's what,
They
like,
all live in a townhouse or a fucking mansion.
like, yeah, like cool out, son. When you fucking live with Uncle Phil, chill out, son. But I never liked the show. I never cared about the show because then it wasn't relatable for me. But I love fucking Good Times. because that was
I got
relatable.
into Good Times later when I worked for my dad at lunch.
Man.
That was one of the shows I could get on, and I had this
It's a
old
fun
school
show.
TV. What's funny is the Cosby Show. I have this memory. So briefly, my parents separated, and I lived with my mom briefly, and we just had a black and white TV with no cable, and we could kind of get the Cosby Show. We could get the sound in clear, but the picture, was like
Yeah,
doing the little
yeah,
line
the
thing.
little
But,
like wavy.
that was the only thing we could watch for a period.
Hey man, Good Times was a fun show, and Good Times had a lot of good lessons in it. And the thing that I enjoyed about Good Times was it showed the struggle in the ghetto, but also these motherfuckers were still having a good time though.
Yeah, Good Times was good. So I saw that way later. 227 I saw way later, and I liked that show.
I had mixed feelings with 227. I only watched it because it was just on. I never really watched it because I chose
I
to.
got into that. I don't remember why. It was definitely after like a syndication when it was like running reruns way later.
Like, what other shows were there?
Well, I remember like they used to play in syndication a lot of like the I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, because it was that time though for us, especially
What was the other ones? There was like
Bewitched,
Bewitched, yeah.
Gilligan's
That was wild.
Island.
Oh yeah, those shows were wild. You
Yeah.
think back to the story, like what?
Yeah, none of the shit made sense, but it worked. You just accepted it.
Gilligan was a goofball.
Um,
I remember even watching Gilligan, just like how annoying Gilligan was.
Hey, real quick, you got to choose the movie star or Marianne. Ginger or Marianne? Which one?
Ginger and Marianne. I think Ginger.
Ginger's Ginger's the hot choice because she was hot. She was the redhead. She was a cutie pie. Well, she was hot, but Marianne was that cutie. I feel like Marianne was low maintenance, and she would bake you apple pie.
Oh, yeah, she was the nice one.
Yeah, son. You gotta go with Marianne. Well, I'm going with
It's been
her.
a while, so I don't know.
Like Ginger, so Ginger's the one though. If like we're stuck on that island and it's like, look, we probably aren't gonna get out of here. I'm taking Ginger because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But if I'm here for a long time, I'm going with Marianne. That's wifey material right there. And she actually seemed really nice in real life too. So, But either way, Rosemary's Baby, basically, is about a woman who's married to an up and coming actor. She and they live in New York City. The set, everything looks so good about the scenery in the apartment, but they end up getting pregnant, and things get weird around the complex, the apartment building, because they're like they're young and they're these old people that are always hanging around them, and like just seem super involved for some young people at that, and you start getting this weird feeling throughout the movie. And I think what he did really well with the movie is like he made you feel her feelings. So she felt uncomfortable and unsure throughout the movie. You start to feel uncomfortable and unsure. When she felt like something's up with these people, you start to feel like something's up with these people. It's like, but then it gets to this weird point of gaslighting. Because they're like, bitch, you crazy. Chill out. Like, why would they want to fucking hurt you? Why would they want to harm you? Because, she gets pregnant, and all of a sudden everybody's super involved. Everybody's super happy. And then it just starts to go haywire and spirals out of control. Look, this movie came out in 1968, so no spoilers on this. But, just letting you know, it wasn't Daddy O's baby. It was Lucifer's baby. And I think you don't actually see the baby, but like they did a good job of kind of then playing that role of like when she gets to see the baby, and they're like, "Come over and see the baby. It's yours. Be its mother." I was like, "No, I'm not raising this baby." I was like, "Come over," and then she goes over, and it's kind of like, maybe, I don't know. Like I might do this now. And it's funny because as I'm doing these movies right now for the '60s, and this is '68, this is kind of where you start getting into that religion. Well, the religious horror was a thing in the 20s and 30s. It kind of waned off for the 40s and 50s because you start getting a lot of monsters and shit. Once you start getting to the end of the 60s, it comes back. And then it kicks off full steam in the 70s when you get The Exorcist, Carrie, The Omen. Those are the big three. But it would have been really cool if there was some kind of tie-in between Rosemary's Baby and The Omen, because The Omen, Damien Thorne is the Antichrist. So that would have been a cool tie-in had they thought about that back then. Maybe a shared universe back in the day. But I don't know. I enjoyed the movie after watching. I was like, dude, this might be one of my favorite horror movies. It's definitely my top 10 now. And it's weird because I was like, how did I never see this movie? And I think part of what does it is the cinematography is so good. Now, Polanski does have another movie called Repulsion that came out in 1965. I'm trying to watch that now. It's black and white. And he has a kind of recurrent theme with his films where he does have female leads in the role. And there's a lot of gaslighting with the characters. A lot of themes that go on in his movie is sexual repression. So these are, I'm kind of previewing episode 33. Just, give me, if you guys want to, go check out So You Like Horror. But there's a lot of sexual repression in the themes in his movies that you see in Repulsion. You also see it in Rosemary's Baby. I didn't realize he directed Rush Hour 3. Probably directed Rush Hour. But I didn't know that was Roman Polanski as well. That's wild. This dude old as shit. Beating up bitches. Making movies. I'm a fan. Even though he's a creep. Just saying. So that's all I got on those movies. I'm sure I'll watch some other movies. I'll probably come back with a full breakdown of Cocaine Bear. God, I can't wait. And then, fuck this board.
Damn.
All right, what we got?
We got 13 questions.
Should we get a drink for it or just questions? All right. Let me go get a Coca-Cola Classic. And I can't even talk.
It's cocaine.
All right, we back. Get our drinks. Let's get these questions. I got to go watch Cocaine Bear.
All right, 13 questions.
All right.
What is your favorite sleeping position of all time?
Fetal. It's comfortable.
Yeah, I'm a back and a side sleeper. Never stomach.
Can't sleep on my back. It hurts.
I gotta use the pillow under my knees.
I heard that's like real helpful though. Like extremely helpful.
That's how I always start. Then I end up on my side. And I switch sides though.
I think when I sleep on my back also, it hurts my back, but I think like I snore when I think. I don't know, because I'm asleep.
What sport will be invented next?
Well, that's hard to say because it's not invented
Walker
yet.
ball?
I mean...
No, what's coming? I think what could potentially happen eventually or a ways away is football is about to become more like either the XFL or more like flag football. But either way, I think football is about to change. Not for like the immediate future, but long term, it's gonna be a very different game.
I think a lot of what the XFL does definitely can incorporate into the NFL. So I see football making a big change in that direction.
The XFL has way better rules already.
Yeah, easily.
The overtime was tight. It was like the soccer shootout.
So their overtime is a little similar to college, a little. I think theirs is more like the shootout is like more
the 10, and then you go one by one. The only thing I think about is if they do it that way, have both sides ready to go on each side of the field. I hope, because I watched the fast replay. I hope they're not like bringing out the whole offense and defense every single time. Like go here, go there. But yeah, it was like a penalty shootout. But football slowly, because of all the injuries, like I could see one day it being like almost like flag football one day.
We're getting there, unfortunately or fortunately. I don't play.
What's the most absurd thing you've ever been tricked into doing or believing?
Eek, I don't know. I mean,
Santa Claus is a little absurd.
Yeah, we were little kids. I think we were all fucking retarded back then.
Easter Bunny is really absurd.
I think the Easter Bunny is the worst of them. This is fucking stupid. I mean, realistically, as an able-bodied human who knows shit versus being a little kid, that's fucking stupid. I don't know. Whatever it was, I know a female was involved because, vaginas can make you do anything just about. So, I don't know. But yeah, if I have to say anything in life, it would be probably those fucking bullshit things. I don't know that I was aware that the Easter Bunny was supposed to be a thing until I became an adult. Because we never really did Easter as a kid, so I didn't know that was a thing. You know, like I was hearing about motherfuckers getting their kids like PlayStations for Easter as an Easter gift. I was like, wait, there's another like holiday
Yeah,
for
I mean,
gifts.
my memories of Easter as a kid, I didn't like Easter because that meant I had to go to like the real church.
Yeah, I didn't like that shit. That shit was
I had to
dumb.
get dressed.
And
My parents dressed me, or my mom. I never went to church with my dad ever, but my
I
mom
can't see
dressed
Big
me up.
Kev going to church.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like Easter baskets were always trash. It's like, well, we always got Easter baskets from the party store, so it was like, you know, like the fucking fake grass, and you get like a Hot Wheels car and like some candy, which was all trash. It's like it seemed cool as a kid, but when I look back on it, it was like bullshit. But because I see what kids get now, and it's like, yo, these motherfuckers Easter baskets be tight as shit. My Easter basket, well, it was like garbage.
Yeah, and Tooth Fairies now I'll be getting like dollars. Like, yo, I got like a quarter. I was happy.
Son, I was getting $1.
Oh,
Like, what kind of poor ass family were you? Like, I was getting $1 at least, but Sophie be getting $5. They're like, yo. But the fucked up thing is though, was
I'm pretty sure they forgot one time. Because I would be going to bed late.
dude, I feel bad for laughing, but
I'll
that
say
is fucked.
I will say though, I'm probably one of the hardest people to sneak up on if I'm sleeping. Like, I'm such a light sleeper. Like, I hear everything.
Like, I got really like sad the other day thinking about the tooth fairy stuff for Sophie because she gets $5, and I was like, yo, that $5 don't do shit for kids today. Like, imagine us getting $5 when we was kids. Yo, we was balling. Like, $5 now don't mean shit. I had $5 in my wallet today. I went to Dunkin' Donuts and that shit's gone. I bought a coffee.
Yo, man, I've been digging like the nitro cold brew coffee. So I think it was Saturday, so I'm off. And I'm just like trying to treat myself. Go to Dunkin' Donuts. The line is way too long. That's my
Right?
first choice, but the line was too long. Then I'll go to the backup option at 7-Eleven. I gotta get out of the car and pour my own.
We on the
They're
same
accepting
page.
cash only. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't have any cash with me. So I'm like, damn, I'm 0 for 2. And then Bea talks me into trying Starbucks. And I'm like, I never liked Starbucks. All right, I'm going to try their iced coffee.
You gotta
Yo,
try it.
this shit was this tall, and it cost $5.
Eat a
and
dick.
they asked me to tip
Eat a dick.
through the drive-through. And it was terrible. Like, Starbucks got like a little smoky taste, but not in a good Scotch way.
No,
'cause
yeah, no.
I'm not getting alcohol.
This shit is like burned.
Yeah.
No. So
It's
that's my
and,
path.
and I hate their freaking sizes because I don't know what they are. So I said tall, which apparently is small.
Really.
Now I'm gonna remember that tall means
Well,
small.
Venti is medium because that's a
Man.
20 ouncer.
And what? I don't understand. Isn't grande small though?
So grande is the large.
But I know grande means large in Spanish, but I thought in their language it's all backwards.
So so Venti is 20. That because 20 in Italian. But then it's
Regardless, it was trash. And
it's
they
like,
gave me
yeah, it's
it was,
fucking
I was
dumb.
like, I just paid $5 for this little cup. This is like a kid's cup. Not even a kid's cup.
yeah, like that's kind of my go-to route. It's like I go to Dunkin'. If Dunkin's line is too long, I go to 7-Eleven. I never have an issue there at 7-Eleven, but because I have their rewards jump off. So if you get a coffee and a muffin, it's $2.50. So
it?
I always do that. I just get a blueberry
They got a
muffin.
Good rewards, bad the rewards.
Yeah, I have a bunch of points. I didn't know this. It's not enough, but I'm trying to just get a pizza. That's all. Once I get the pizza, I'm gonna cancel the fucking app.
All right, so we did that. What is something that's true that nobody agrees with you on?
Oh, the Earth is flat. I don't know, cause I don't argue shit. Well, like I do argue shit, but it's like if you don't believe it, then I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all. What's true that people don't believe me on? Jiu-jitsu is the fucking best fighting style. Fuck y'all. Fight me. That's all I got.
I have a bunch, but no one will agree with me. So
Let's go. Give me one.
I'll give you.
Just so I could disagree. That's all I want to do.
In the prime, Pacquiao was better than Mayweather. There you go.
I'm not gonna argue that on you because I fucking agree.
And I think he was probably one of. I think he's top 5 boxers of all time. That one might not be agreed with.
I agree with that too, but I don't know. I was looking for one that I was gonna just tell you wrong.
I mean, I can say House Spain was the greatest rapper.
Okay,
No one
wrong.
But no one, yeah, there you go. No one agrees with me now.
But I definitely don't agree.
I probably don't agree, but what's the best type of cheese for you?
Provolone.
Smoked provolone, the Lido
Yeah,
provolone.
yeah.
What is the greatest risk you have taken?
Bought this fucking house because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Oh, it was, I guess, most recent risk. I mean, we went pro life and had a kid. So when I worked for Kaiser, that was a risk because I actually called out for my other job to go check that job out. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this one instead, and here we are. That's the most relevant one I could think of.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. Driving my car way too fast.
Gay.
What of the two smells better? Fresh cut grass or bread baking in the oven?
Bread, because
Yeah,
grass I'm allergic.
Come on, bread. Bread though, you mean you freaking eat bread? Huh?
Yeah, I can't. You can eat grass, but it's not yummy. Shit is gross. Like you're like,
fresh bread smells amazing.
it's so good, dude. Oh my god, dude. It's great.
What's the craziest bet you ever made? Oh damn it, I'm not gonna remember, but I know I'm sure I made
I
some.
don't know. I don't know that I bet enough to make any crazy bets. I nothing
I
comes
can't
to
think
mind.
of one crazy one recently. It was just for funsies. I put, I think it was $10 on the Wizards winning the championship because that shit was gonna pay out $4,500.
Oh, you gotta take that though. You gotta. It's $10.
And I honestly I thought they were better than they were, but I mean the big three never played together really, and I wouldn't say it was a big three, but they're a big three.
Yeah, either way, I don't think I have a crazy bet.
Yeah, did you ever do any of the? Well, did you ever do one of those things where you got to run around the house naked? I never did one of those.
No, because I always felt like I've been in groups of people that will like try to get me to do it, but you know me, it's like if I don't want to do it, I'm saying I'm not going to do it, and then people start trying to peer pressure me, then I get like super like stone faces, like I will fuck you up. So, like no stuff like that has ever stuck.
Yeah, I feel like anytime one of those style of bets happen, no one's ever done it.
No,
like, nah, I'm not doing
I'm sure people do. I mean, no one that we know has probably done it. I don't, because it's just to me, it's like why? Like I'm not doing that.
What type of cuisine would you serve at your customers in a 5-star restaurant?
Ribs or pizza.
I'm gonna go pizza. I want to be a pizza. I want to have a pizza restaurant.
Like
Pizza's fun.
Yeah, pizza's it's so delicious, dude.
What our 5-star restaurant pizza?
That's just the name of it, pizza.
The first 5-star pizza restaurant. What food should taste better than its appearance?
Whew. Wait, what
So
food?
something that looks good but it's overrated, I guess.
Oof. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I don't really fuck with food that like, because like, so we were talking about this at over at Bobby's because Laura made like this cool like she like made like I think some kind of casserole like with a bunch of Mexican food in it, and then she made tacos. And Philip pointed out like because I looked at, I was like, I'm not eating that. He's like, dude, you can't look at what you're gonna eat. I was like, dog, you know I have to look at everything I eat, and if it don't look good, I'm not eating it. But everybody said it was really good. But guess what? I didn't try that. And Laura's a hell of a cook.
Yeah, I can't think of anything except that the first time I went to Philly, we went to one of the top rated pizza places, but I didn't get the one that was the top rated pizza. I didn't realize. I got their specialty pizza and it looked amazing. It was like, it had like, I mean, it just looked like perfection. Then when I ate it though, I was like, this isn't actually that good. And Bear being a chef, I was like, yeah, this isn't really that good. That's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, we went up to Pat's and Gino's, and neither were good.
I mean, I did like Pat's more, but I would say I liked Lido's steak and cheese more than both of them. All right. What's the most addictive game for you?
For me, Video game or
I guess any game.
any game? I mean, I don't know. I've been playing a lot of poker on my phone lately, and that's actually getting addictive. But it's getting addictive in that weird way where I'm getting frustrated because, like, so earlier today, I was 100%. So on World Series of Poker, I think it is, at whatever table I play on, it's like only 3 people at the table. I won every single hand. Like, I legit won every single hand. But then the next 2 games I played, I couldn't win a hand to save my life. Pocket aces? No. Pocket nines? No. Pocket kings? No. Like, I just kept losing. But I kept fucking coming back. I kept coming back. But it's also reinforcing the fact that I fucking hate poker. So, but I would say that's got me by the balls right now, just because it's so like accessible, like right here in my hand. Like, oh, I can just play this on my fucking phone. Oh, Sarah's annoying me. Guess what I'm about to do? Earphones in. Gonna go play that. Spades is kind of becoming close, but the only thing that I'm missing about Spades playing it online is like I like having that shit talking in the room and like the ruckus that comes with it. So I don't know. Poker right now.
Yeah, I'll say my favorite video game would be Madden, but I've been hooked on NBA 2K. It's partly because my brother's playing, but you play that one as the career mode. You create your character. It's fucking hard as shit to build your character up without fucking paying a little extra money to get yourself a little boost to get those.
It's like some
those,
booger sugar.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I hear you.
They made it. They made
Hey,
so that's
they
the
got
way you
characters
play.
taking cocaine. I'll play.
That's the way you play 2K now. Is your character. It's the whole storyline and the whole like both. I mean, you play in the park, and so me and Brett will play like random people 2-on-2, and our characters aren't nearly as good as others. So we're just. I mean, some games we're getting destroyed 21-0. We don't even touch the ball. We started to win a few, but it's just so addictive in terms of like it's such a slow build up, but it's like a payoff. You know what I mean? They just made it good in terms of you wanting to build your player up. They did a good job of that, of suckering you for your money.
Doesn't sound like it because they didn't sucker me.
What are the hobbies you want to develop? That was question 12.
New hobbies or current
I
hobbies?
guess any hobby you want to develop.
I'm trying to get my jiu-jitsu back to where I'm loving it again. I'm liking it again, but I want to love it like I was loving it before.
So I don't think I'll be able to do this, but if I could choose a hobby to develop, it would be like I would wish I could play guitar. But I think it's just so hard to pick up this late in life. And I know how to play other instruments, but
I started fucking around with the guitar. It's hard, but it's like if you have that time to really get into
time.
it. Because I had the time at one point.
It's like if you could play guitar or keyboard, especially with today's music software, then you'll be able to play like anything. You could play, make your guitar play other instruments, hooking it up. Keyboard, you can literally play anything.
Yeah.
All right, so our last question. Oh, this is an easy one for me. But what movie makes you laugh even after watching it several times?
Ooh, there's a
There's
lot.
a bunch. I have 2 right away.
Movies that I laugh at every time. This is the end with Seth Rogen and all those cats. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So Anchorman. I just watched that this week for the first time. I never saw it. Dude, I could not stop laughing. That shit was, and then I started seeing more memes. Like they're the basic memes that you always see, but there's so many more that start appearing out of nowhere. And I was like, dude, I get it.
And that's
now.
one of those movies. The more you see it, too, you catch up on little things. Like Steve Carell's character is ridiculous.
Dude, like, yeah, Sarah was like, I'm pretty sure that dude's on the spectrum. I was like, I'm pretty sure that dude's retarded. like it was like when after the fucking fight, he was like, yeah, I killed a guy. He was like, yeah, did you throw a trident at someone? Yeah, I killed someone with a trident. Yeah, you might want to lay low. Oh, dude, like I might watch it.
He always has to say something like when he didn't need to say anything, but he'll just add something completely irrelevant.
It's not just irrelevant, but it's like super obscure. Like, what? Like, I'm pretty sure we shouldn't be hanging around you right now.
For me, that comes up of mine real quick. Step Brothers.
Yeah, that's another one.
Dang it, what was the other one? Oh, so the first 20. No, both 21 Jump Streets are hilarious.
Oh, those are so good. Yo, we used to
Every
watch
time
those
they
shits like
come
the
on,
news.
I'm just like, yo, this shit's like the second one when he's telling when Ice Cube realizes he slept with his daughter.
Oh no,
is
yeah.
so classic.
Yo, that yo, and then when Ice Cube's going to the fucking buffet, he's getting food. Yo, that shit's great.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're eating
man.
at Austin at the dinner table. I mean, the lunch table. Like, oh, the awkwardness of it. That one's great. And then
Yeah, when Channing Tatum found out, it was like,
yeah,
he's like, oh, he's fucking Chief daughter.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that's so good.
both of those movies were so good. And then the first ones with is that the My Name is Jeff?
No, I think that's
Was
the
that
second
second
one.
one?
That's the second one.
That scene is just so stupid, but it's so funny. I feel like I can relate because I just can't do accents very well.
I think I might watch that tonight instead of Cocaine Bear now.
No, that's Hefe.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff. I'm just trying to sound Latin. It sounds like a
Dude,
special guy.
God damn it. Actually, Pineapple Express is another one that gets me every time. It's one of those ones I have to be in the mood to watch, but like when that mood strikes and I watch it, it's like, dude, this movie is so fucking dumb. And old bed shitters in that one. Amber Heard. I didn't realize it. It's weird because it's like, is she cute enough to be shitting in beds? It's like, as I go back and watch her movies, she was in Zombieland, she was in that, she was in something else, she was in Aquaman. It's like, ugh, I don't think she's cute enough to be shitting in beds, dude. Like, there's a level of cute where you're allowed to shit in beds, and she's not at that level. Like Margot Robbie could probably shit in my bed. Like, not even probably, she could definitely shit in the bed. Who else? I think it's probably Margot Robbie. Megan Fox from the first Transformers movie could shit in my bed. I think we've gone over this before, but it never hurts to go back and refresh. Let's see, who else? Emma Stone is a weird one because she has a lisp, but I'll allow it. I'll let her do it. Like, she can shit in my bed. Like, it's all right. Like, anyone else? I'm trying to think now of movies. Margot Robbie for sure. Megan Fox from the Transformers. Like, I know people like Megan Fox now because she's all like plastic surgery out, but Megan Fox from Transformers was something special. Like, she just looked like
I saw
she was special.
a preview for another Transformers coming soon.
Yeah, Beast Wars or Rise of the Beast. It's wild. Like, I don't even have other words now. Who else? Who's in what movie? Not her. She's not cute enough to shit in beds. No. Like,
This guy's gonna be thinking about the salts. I should have said this one.
like, people would say Halle Berry, and I would say no. Gabrielle Union, no. Maybe in their prime, maybe. Nia Long in her prime for
Are
sure.
we talking about like an accidental one?
No, I mean, like, they're mad at me.
Terrible.
They can shit in the bed, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna go back to
I
her.
don't know that. I think that might be done after they purposely poop in the bed. No matter who it is.
It's Margot Robbie can do it. I'll allow it.
Oh, man, are you making her clean it up, or are you clean?
No, she's got to clean that shit up. What the fuck I look like?
I think I'd throw it in bed.
Maybe. I'm rich enough. I'm with Margot Robbie. I'm rich enough. I can do that. Margot Robbie. Who else did I
Why
say?
did you do that?
Definitely not Amber Heard though. It's like she's not. It's like she's cute, but she's not cute enough to shit in bed, yo. What the fuck is wrong with her?
So did she do it on purpose?
Yes. Then she tried to say it was the dog. He was like, "Nah, that's human shit."
So I just can't picture. So she was like crouched down.
Well,
Did it on
that's
purpose,
what I
thought
was
it
trying to
a good
figure out.
idea.
Was like, did she just like cop a squat and just like drop a deuce on his pillow? Like, what the fuck? I'm confused, but I'm curious. Because, like, well, obviously he didn't stay with her after she did it. Because, like, I mean, she shit in the bed, but he didn't fuck her afterwards, though. But, yeah, she's not cute enough for shit in beds. Fuck all that. Amber Heard, get your shit together, girl. But, Margot, if you want to poop in my bed, go right ahead, girl. I got you. You're all right. So, yeah, we're at that time. Sarah's texted me already. She's like, hey, so you're almost done. We got to watch Cocaine Bear. So, let's go ahead and wrap up. So as always, if y'all got any questions, concerns. Oh wait, I'm sorry. As always, thank you everybody. We appreciate the fuck out of you. If y'all got any questions, concerns, criticisms, feel free to reach out to us. You can reach me at bjj.wiki on Instagram, Steve's at thor.bentley on Instagram. Collectively, we are at the Colompton Bear Club on Instagram. And we're friendly guys. You shoot us a message, we'll answer. I've been getting a lot of inquiries on Off the Meds lately. Kind of too much now. People are like, hey, I want to be on the show. And it's like, dude, my dance card is full, bitch. Somebody brag, not me. But... So don't send us too many messages, but still reach out if y'all got something to say. Also, go do a review. Like seriously, that's how podcasts. Like if you want to help, support the podcast, do a review. And tell your friends, tell your mama, tell somebody.
Mom's like that.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Basically, that's how podcasts spread, word of mouth.
We're for the children.
Especially for the children's son.
Whiskey reviews.
Like we definitely spoke out against R. Kelly.
Yep. Man, I don't think we were
kind of supported Michael Jackson though. But
I wasn't.
I did. My bad.
Yeah, you mentioned all his hits.
Yeah, because I still listen to him weekly. Fuck you. But yeah, go leave a review for sure.
But yeah, if your schedule opening, but I think we'll be able to have some more funsies episodes.
Potentially. With my schedule open up, like I said, motherfucker, I still want to do my family shit too and train. So I gotta spend my time out with all you motherfuckers, yo. Like I'm a popular bitch. I'm the pretty girl at the dance right now, and all you bitches want to dance with me.
Nah, he's just the easiest.
I'll take it. Shit.
Who can I get? Yeah, that one. That's a guarantee.
Sometimes you got to remind people.
That's a guarantee.
Sometimes you got to remind people that there are 6 at the bar.
And yeah,
I've said that a few times to some people, and they did not like it. But I had to let them know you are 6.
We've talked about that. Of like, sometimes when you're getting a lot of inquiries at 2 a.m, it's not because you're a 10. It's because you're the one they think that's easy.
You're not the 10. You're the one that's left.
You're the 5 and 4 that we think is a little more easy to obtain.
Like, look, you're the easiest one left, and probably going to be the most fun, though, I would imagine. So, but yeah, otherwise, go ahead, leave a fucking review. Reach out to us.
Send us subs.
Yeah. Yeah, especially that. Yeah, I don't know.
Drinks.
Yeah.
Recommend drinks.
Well,
we did whiskey. We've done tequila. What do we got to do next?
No gin. I'm not doing gin.
Oh, gin's trash.
I refuse. Like,
I've never had gin and juice though. That makes me want to try it.
Fuck you.
Just popped in my head.
No.
But gin tastes like grass to me.
Yeah, it's fucking gross. It's like pine cones.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why I know what pine cones taste like. But
I know one person that used to like to order just gin.
Fucking weirdo.
Because gin and tonic, it's not tasty.
No.
But I could do it.
Gross.
Gin straight up, nah.
Gross and gross.
What else is there, though, liquor-wise?
Rum.
Oh, rum's a good one.
Rum's a decent one.
People don't generally do shots of rum, but there's some really good rums.
Wine is still an option out there on the table, too. I'm all in for a wine episode.
The Kraken. You ever had the Kraken?
Yeah.
I love the Kraken.
Spencer, Winter's friend Spencer used to bring the Kraken
like a
around.
Black spiced rum.
Yeah, it was wild.
That was really good.
It's a wild one. But yeah, so send some suggestions and, reach out to us, as I always like to say, because I stole this from another podcast. Talk to us and we talk back. Steve?
Good soup.
Bye, bitch.